Previously on Twin Portals. The Silver Waves of Justice embarked on a journey to the Deep Dragon Temple, far below the ocean, near the remote island of Devil's Rock. Together with the unpredictable monk Mr. E, they used their heads to navigate a variety of traps as they made their way deep beneath the island. Far below, they discovered the massive turning whirlpool which would carry them to the foretold temple. After making their way to the edge of the subaquatic shore, they were greeted by an unexpected friend, Antediluvian Jake, lorekeeper of the Jolly Gents. Tonight, with the help of Antediluvian Jake, Swoj prepares to climb the waterfall and rescue the bronze dragon Melifarn from alien monsters and other worldly threats. Welcome, friends, to Twin Portals.
Left our heroes. They were in the depths of the ocean in a large underwater cavern. Think like the end of the Goonies or like the start of the Two Towers with the Balrog and Gandalf. This is the right crowd for that, right? When they're falling. They're in this deep underground cavern. They just crawled out of the water onto this small stone pedestal. Behind them is this faucet of water, a torrent of water falling out of the ceiling, which they just flushed out of. Ahead of them is a huge cliff with a waterfall pouring down at about a few hundred feet high. Ahead of you, Swoj, is your old friend Antediluvian Jake, who's in some kind of a workbench, some kind of a workstation on this small stone square. He seems like he was busy with something, but he's really amazed that you're here. You just gave him back his obsidian tablet, which is his most prized possession, so he's very happy about that, elated, glowing. And he just said, "You should not have come here." So, what do you do? What's your reaction to all this?
I scold Mr. E for bringing us here.
Well, Mr. E is already kind of meditating in the back. He seems to be swaying and not really responding to anything you guys are saying right now.
Something about him coming back to the Deep Dragon Temple has put him into a trance?
Possibly.
Okay.
All right.
I think he's trying to connect with Melifarn.
Possibly. Like in the echoing cavern of this underwater temple, there's this sort of a slight whistling melody that kind of comes and goes in eerie starts. It goes the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, and it kind of just echoes and bounces around. And it seems to be getting slightly louder and louder.
That's
now
ominous.
that you're in here.
That's how sound works.
But Jake is spellbound. He says, "What are you doing here? This is not a safe place to be.
Well,
Nor a common one."
A common one? What do you mean?
Well, we're at the bottom of the ocean, young Malark.
Wait, are you not a common one?
No, this is not a common place to be.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
Yes.
I misunderstood.
Yes.
Sorry, Antediluvian Jake.
Yeah, we didn't
It's
get here
all right.
We didn't get here by accident. We went through many, many traps. Well, Ilka went through many, many traps.
He says, as did we about a 10-day ago.
Who's we?
The Jolly Gents. The rest are further up the cliff, with the dragon Melifarn trying to help her.
Well, that's why we're here. We can go home. Yeah.
Well, I'm
It's all
afraid
taken care of.
we haven't had much success. She's been under attack by some kind of alien force. That's why we came. We knew that she was struggling. The other dragons around the Sword Coast were as well.
That's why we're here too.
Well, that's fantastic. Maybe you can solve the mystery. Who's that swaying one back there?
That's Mr. E. He's in a trance.
Is he trustworthy?
Debatable.
Fair question.
We're not sure.
We're still
is the
figuring
answer.
that out.
And as you say debatable, Mr. E suddenly collapses as the whistling sound bouncing around the cavern sort of crescendos louder and louder until it's almost like if you think of like an Eastern European chorus, like this belting, like da 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 da. There's a crash of lightning and thunder from up above the cliff. You can't see what's happening, but Mr. E goes limp, and all of a sudden there's a bright green light from the top of the cliff, and Jake is just looking at it, kind of horrified and spellbound. He starts taking notes.
Is that normal? Has that been happening before?
No, he says. This is new.
Is that where the Jolly Gents are up there?
Yes.
How did they get up the waterfall?
They climbed.
Up the water?
Let's climb.
I'll start.
What about your friend? The
He's fine.
Keep an eye on him for us.
I'd like to come with you.
Yeah, we want you with us too. Scoot, carry Mr. E. Put him in the bag of holding.
No.
Oh,
The handkerchief would be lighter.
It's only 2 feet by 2 feet.
He's a monk. He bends.
we can.
He would fit inside.
Yeah, we just need to get him through the opening
What if
2
we just
feet.
left his head out? Wait, is it heavy?
No, it has to be on the surface.
Oh, that's true.
We'll just carry it. Scoot, can you carry him?
Obviously.
Okay.
Obviously. It's
Obvious.
lightweight.
But
Yeah.
who's gonna carry
I hope-
me?
Wait, how deep is the kerchief though? It's
15
2 feet by 2 feet.
15 feet.
Yeah, we just need to dip it.
And there's no oxygen.
It has to stay on the surface. It has to stay on the surface.
No, we open it, we dunk it, close it, and then we can take him with us.
They just got a portable hole last episode, and they haven't really had a chance to play with it yet. So just for everyone
Thank you
listening.
for the explanation.
So the first instinct is to put people in the mystical space with no oxygen.
Yeah. You start to hear like alien cries and screams, and there's like a green mist trickling from the edge of the cliff up above the waterfall.
I don't wanna
as you
go
guys
there.
are debating what to do with Mr. E's unconscious body.
Scoot, do you have any rope? I'll help to tie Mr. E on.
Can we say yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of
I
course we
help,
do.
I
Always
help
has
tie
rope.
Mr. E onto Scoot's back.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Roll sleight of hand, Lark,
Oh, really?
Just-
Okay.
to see how much of a situation this is.
18.
Okay, yeah, you do a good job. So he's comfortably tied on.
That's fine.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
All right.
Yeah, I come over and like smack Mystery and say that puppy's not going anywhere.
There. It's comforting.
It's a monk Bjorn.
Say begins climbing in the direction that antediluvian Jake gestured.
He kind of takes up the rear. He's pretty slow and meticulous with his climbing.
Are we climbing like up a rock face of a...
So the face of this cliff is very jagged, and there's like all kinds of like old chunks of ruins sticking out of it and rocky outcroppings. It's pretty easy to climb as long as you're not too close to the water. It gets really slippery over there, but further away, it's just fine. You don't need to roll. You can just make your way up slowly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah, then I definitely can. Yeah, that was my question. If it was like a sheer cliff, did the Jolly Gents leave any pitons, rope, yada, yada, yada? But you answered my question.
Right. And there are some remnants. Yes, there's plenty of stuff to climb on.
Okay. There's a path to follow.
While we're climbing, I'm going to ask Antediluvian Jake whose camouflage it was that we found in the pit full of spikes.
He says, oh, that was a little Joan. She was not too proud of her discovery.
Oh, she's okay?
Oh, she's all right.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Good.
Yes. No, we're just fine. We've been through these kind of traps before. Sorry we didn't leave signs for you. We didn't think we'd be followed.
That's fine. We made it through just unscathed.
We
You
actually
are full capable. The four
we
of you.
actually completely destroyed signs on our way in on the beach. So
Yeah.
we're our bad.
That seems unethical.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's what the DM kept inferring. But
All right, I'm climbing behind Scoot, and yeah, I'm just climbing
All right.
behind Scoot.
As you make your way up the cliff, you're about halfway up, talking to Antediluvian Jake, I assume, catching up.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Yeah, he does his best to answer them. Anything particular? You have like maybe like 5 minutes as you're going.
Yeah, I want to ask him about the whole Aboleth dragon war and the viper fish and all that.
Yeah, so Antediluvian Jake explains that this temple was the site of an ancient battle between aboleths, these alien eel-like lamprey horrors, and bronze dragons deep underwater, and bronze dragons kicked them out, and then this one dragon, Melifarn, they've inferred, was kind of the steward of the temple for a long time. However, there was some alien power that was still having some kind of sway over the temple, and so she stayed at the temple to try and ward it off, but over time, it slowly wormed its way in. And all of a sudden, recently, for reasons unknown, it's getting a lot more power. And he says that they believe that there's a wizard behind this, a wizard that you know, an entity known as Manshun, the tyrannical wizard. They believe that the breathless elder, this alien god, is working with Manshun to draw power from dragons. He knows not to what dastardly end.
all dragons or just bronze dragons?
Bronze dragons, but possibly all dragons. He doesn't want to write anything off yet.
Is Breathless,
very bad.
Breathless Wonder, is that the name of the viperfish looking monster?
The breathless elder is
Breathless
this deity to aboleths and other aberrations that exists far beyond the planes that we know,
We've
in an
dealt with-
unknown plane.
we've dealt with Manshun before.
Well, that explains the Jolly Gent's presence as well, because
Yes.
they hate him.
He says, yes, our mission is to find all the clones of the evil wizard Manshun and bring them to justice. We believe there are 2 left. This one with the breathless elder, and one more, the one that you encountered back in Waterdeep.
Ooh, compass? We have a Manchun compass, don't we?
You
Yeah.
do.
I thought you had it last day.
And that's all the backstory for everyone now that you've gotten that out of the way.
We have a blood
Yeah.
compass that points to Manshun.
Yeah.
Manchun's clones.
How tall is this cliff? We've been talking for a long time.
So you're about halfway up now, and as you're going, you start to hear this like slippery, slapping, fish-like sound, and all of a sudden,
Ugh.
over the waterfall, the water kind of changes into like half water and half like alien creatures. You notice like aboleth looking things, but smaller, and like it's as if someone like dredged up all the life of the depths of the Atlantic Ocean and just started dumping it over this waterfall edge. And they're just pouring out, making this horrible slapping sound as they land on the pool down below. What's your reaction to that?
Cool.
Awesome.
Are
It is
they
kinda awesome.
dead?
They're writhing.
torrent
No.
of eels?
No,
Are they little
They're
baby
definitely alive.
aboleths? Do
it
we
kind of
think?
seems that way. Yeah, they're far enough away that you feel pretty
oh
safe.
no! Oh, Melifarn.
It's like the opposite of a salmon spawn.
Yeah, it is like
Zay starts climbing more quickly.
Yeah.
as you reach the top, you notice that there's like this green mist filling the air, spilling off the edge of the cliff. Do you just keep going, or what's your reaction to that?
I'd probably take a test sniff off of
It
that.
smells rancid and awful and unclean.
Scoot, was that you?
In fact, make a Constitution save,
Oh,
Scoot,
shit.
since you were the first one to inhale.
Yeah, I admit I inhaled. 11 with a plus. Oh my god, does that say plus 7?
No.
Yeah,
What?
11 plus 7.
What? Oh, because you're safe. Okay, yeah. You feel like you're about to puke, but then, you're a sailor and you know how to not puke and you just
Hey.
swallow it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that all tracks. Everything true.
Yep.
Don't breathe this. It's not good.
Okay, Lark stops breathing, I guess.
I said don't breathe this.
Down below.
If you can breathe something else.
Make a Constitution save, Lark, just to see if you can make it.
I think the answer is no. 7.
7. Yes. Lark, you start to cough up some kind of phlegm that's just like forming in your lungs and your throat, and your eyes start to bleed. Unclear what effect that's going to have, but it definitely feels like it's taking root in your body as you breathe it.
I don't feel good, everybody.
Jake is like, perhaps we should mask up.
We have mass?
He pulls up a little cloth over his own nose. He says, don't you carry some kind of a filtration device?
Oh, I get do-rags out
As
of my
a
pocket for
crime
everybody.
fighting- Okay.
I'm
I'm going to use the portable whole kerchief.
Ooh. Like the
over my
kerchief side of
face.
it?
Yeah, the kerchief side of
So
it.
your face is like all like magic-y looking on the outside. That's kind of cool.
So I could reach into your head right now.
No, it has to be
Amazing.
flat
No, it's not that.
surface.
Yeah.
I don't breathe, so my face is just bare to the world. I'm fine with it.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Just zenning right through it.
I guess I have a whole bunch of silk cloth, but it's in Scoot's bag of holding. So I'm going to try to wrap my cloak around my face.
Okay.
I take a do-rag out of my pocket and I just drop it behind me.
Sure.
And you have to catch it.
This time
Easy
he's going
enough
to
to
lend
catch.
you one. You
Yeah.
don't have to steal it.
Thanks, Scoot.
What color is it?
It's probably green.
Okay.
Out of the ethical goodness of his heart.
Yeah.
Because we're
I
ethical
can't-
people.
I can't figure out while holding onto the cliff how to hold it over my face. I'm like fumbling.
Oh.
with
Wait,
it.
Yeah.
we're not at the top?
I'm still
You're
I'm
almost.
below Scoot.
Oh, okay.
And with that breathing situation out of the way, you make it to the top of the cliff. Pulling over one by one, Scoot in the lead. You notice there's this green mist kind of covering the ground, but it's about 3 feet high. So Zay, you're kind of still in the thick of it. Everyone else is okay.
You want to climb on Mr. E?
Yes.
All right. I am a pack mule.
Yeah, you're Sherpaing. It's all right.
This is like Groot and Rocket right now.
Yep.
I only weigh 40 pounds.
This is beautiful. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. You weigh less than like a weapon.
Yeah.
Maybe a big one.
His weapon.
Right. Ahead of you, you see this sort of a river taking its course towards a shrine that is lit up. There are all kinds of sconces in the walls with a soft, like, yellow and pink glow illuminating this big temple-like space with cobblestones, dragon motifs, but it's all just blanketed in this green mist that makes it look really eerie and horrifying and casts pale shadows.
Is there any sign of where all of those sea creatures came from?
Yeah, they're pouring down the river
Still
from...
further? Okay.
Yeah, from this tree that's maybe like a few hundred feet away, with a big old sleeping bronze dragon wrapped around it. And you see humanoid figures in the distance sort of like dashing around, shooting crossbow bolts, firing off magic as dozens and dozens of portals open up all around them and spill these things out into the river. It looks like the Jolly Gents are ahead of you, fighting off some kind of alien monsters that are pouring out onto and around Melifarn and into the river. It's pretty horrifying.
What the heck?
And Jake starts like sprinting to them, like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I just say, we're going?
How does a tree grow underground?
Magic.
Roll nature.
Do you still have blood in your eyes?
3.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's a magic tree. The exact origin, unclear.
I grab Lark's wrist as he's gazing and run forward.
Okay. Whoa, you lose your balance a bit.
I
Lark.
can speak with plants. I could ask the tree.
You could.
I can speak with animals if you give me 10 minutes.
Ahead of you, you see in the light of these portals are all different colors and different sizes. They're scintillating, and some of them last for a hot second. Some of them last for maybe like 10, 15 seconds. Occasionally, you see like one of those like ghostly creatures that you fought back on the Radiant Citadel. These sort of like long, gangly, blurry-looking humanoid Slenderman type aliens, kind of like clawing their way out. And then one of the Jolly Gents springs up to them and slashes them and pushes them back, uses some kind of magic. And they're holding the line right now to make sure that nothing gets to Melifarn. But you see that leading the charge is your hero, Lark, Rowan Crooks. He's just doing like backflips and looking amazing and like standing on one hand and shooting crossbow bolts.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
incredible.
It's pretty
And
awesome.
Amazing.
taunting them as he goes, just like dropping one-liners left and right.
Lark's writing them down.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge star eyes. Lark has huge star eyes right now.
And he says, "What ho, you're a bit late, Jake." And Jake's like, "I'm sorry, sir. What can we do?" And he's like, "Help me out." He's just like too busy to really talk right now. What do you all do as you get closer to this situation?
I start fighting.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I pull my sword out.
I'm also wanting to get to Melifarn and
Right
then
into business.
and then guarding Melifarn from everything that's coming.
Okay, so we're not going to enter into combat yet. We're just going to say that you're defending the situation. But nothing's like really coming at you, so you're just kind of like whack-a-moling these portals as they appear.
So we're just getting experience, no hit point loss.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
As we
Nice.
whack-a-mole the portals, does that seem to have an impact?
No, there seem to be more and more of them appearing, and they're getting bigger and bigger too, so it's getting harder. Rowan Crooks says, "The silver waves of justice! Fancy seeing you here!
For justice!
For justice," he says. "I love it. You know why we're here.
Defending Melifarn?
There's a Manchun behind this, and we're going to bring him down.
That sounds awesome!
Yes, I believe we can reach him through these portals."
Zay starts digging through her pouches for her Manchun compass.
You pull it out? Yeah, I mean, if it's in there, yeah, we'll say. While you guys are talking, Zay is rummaging.
I find it.
You find it at the most dramatic moment. And it seems to be like arcing around wildly between all these portals. You know, like it's unclear, but there's definitely a Manchun going on. He says, "This is our chance. We can bring him down. The connection is so strong right now. We need to go through these portals."
Great, which one?
"I don't know. Find a big one. We should split up. Listen to the music."
Split up?
Yes, me and Joan and Friar Truck will take that portal. You take that portal. There's two of them.
Oh boy.
Okay, sounds
Two
good.
big ones without stuff coming out of them.
So we go through one of the twin portals.
Yes.
Hey!
I don't feel good.
Lark, you're supposed to come with us. Do not go with the Jolly Gents.
Lark turns away from following Rowan Crooks to the other portal.
Jake kind of pushes you.
I follow the rest of Swoj.
He says, "Good luck in there. I'll see you inside." And he's already diving in with the other three. Jake and Anjo and Flip Flap and other Jolly Gents are taking position around Melifarn to protect her. As this is going on, do you take E with you or do you leave him behind?
Meat shield? Hell yeah, I take him with me.
Strapped on? All right.
That's another 40 hit points on my back.
That's one way
Sorry,
to think about
Robert.
it.
Okay. And boom, boom. You just all just jump in?
I dive through.
Are we really bringing Mr. E? I feel like we could leave him here in case he wakes up and he could help defend Melifarn.
Yeah, with
He speaks
Melifarn.
dragon.
All right.
Yeah.
Right before I get to the orange portal, I undo whatever harness single column knots I got going on here.
Sure. It's pretty easy because Lark did a really good job tying them. We rolled it to make sure. So you pull on a couple things, and E just kind of lands in a relatively safe place, I assume, away from the portal or like right in the middle of all of it.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Probably too close to
He's
the
kind
portal
of
for
nestled
safety.
in Melifarn's
Melifarn,
arms.
yeah.
They're kind of snuggling.
Adorable.
Oh, a cuddle puddle.
Yep.
And dive through the portal.
Boom, 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 whoosh. And you all tumble through time and space and land in a familiar place. It's a cave again, but this one's kind of shimmering and translucent with fungi lighting it up. And you recognize it as the lair of your other bronze dragon friend, Zelifarn.
Oh.
But it's empty. There's no stuff in it, and it seems more natural and unlived in.
So we've gone back in time, perhaps.
Or something, yeah.
Wait, Zelifarn's lair, like under the bay by...
Under
What?
the bay in Waterdeep, yep.
Oh my.
A bronze dragon's lair, but without any dragony stuff in it, except on the far end of the lair, you see what looks like a nest newly built made out of driftwood and other flotsam.
Are we going to meet baby Zelliphar?
This looks like Zellifarn's lair.
But he's not here.
I'm going to go check out that nest.
You go over there, and it seems to be empty, but as soon as you get close to it, you start to hear the melody again, the 7-note melody. Dun, 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 dun. And far above you, one portal opens up and then goes away again. It seems like the melody is getting louder. But there's no sign of eggs in there. It's empty right now. It's just a nest, like freshly built. It seems almost like this place has a sort of dreamlike, eerie quality to it. And you feel like it might be like a memory that you're in. Like it's sort of too still. Like the lights aren't flickering. It's just kind of like a flash in time.
Wait, was Zellifarn with us when we jumped through this portal?
No, he's in the
No.
Radiant Citadel far away.
We left him there.
Already
Yeah.
asleep.
Forgot.
He
also.
fell asleep.
Oh, yeah,
Or-
that's right.
That's the kindest way to put it.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
More portals start to open up around you as you get closer to this nest. You see through some of them occasionally flashes of this shadowy, like Stranger Thingsy, like shadowy viper fish-looking giant creatures shrouded in clouds. Occasionally you see what might be like one of the Jolly Gents, like running on a rock or something. It's unclear. But through each of these portals, some of them have that melody streaming out of them louder than others. What's your MO, like as this starts to happen?
Rowan told us to listen for the melody, so maybe listening to where it's loudest.
Roll perception, Zay.
20.
20. So Zay, you already have this kind of dreamtime connection to this whole situation. So to you, it becomes clear that all of these portals are sort of connected to what's on the other side. And that large viperfish-looking creature is sort of behind all of this. Some are like getting you closer to it than others, but they're all sort of like launching you through space in that direction. However, with the 20, one of the portals ahead of you has a different song coming out of it. It's kind of got this like starry expanse behind it, and it's got this like sort of an accordion sounding like piano, like it's like dun 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 dun. It's a nice song.
I hum that to Ilka,
You should have seen her physically
start-
light up when you said accordion.
humming along.
It's
Start
my
humming
poker
along
face.
and moving toward Ilka as I listen and hum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
Pied Piper. I am drawn.
Much more cheerful melody than all the other ones.
And I'm like point at the portal as I'm moving.
Yeah, I
This
go
is where
with
it's coming from. This is what I hear.
Yeah, like turn on a dime, abandon whatever I was doing with the nest head for that one.
it's good enough
Okay.
for me.
And you head in?
I would stop
Inspect
and look
it.
through. What do I see when I look through this beautiful musical
Like
portal?
you stick your head in? Or you just kind of like peer at it?
I guess I'm picturing like a big oval mirror in front of me.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it looks like the night sky with no clouds and far away from society, just like a beautiful expanse of stars, like something out of the Webb telescope. Just amazing. The Carina Nebula.
But it has beautiful accordion music coming through it.
Does it look like we have a place to land?
Yeah, am I just jumping into space?
Unclear.
Neat.
The music's getting louder, though. There's other instruments joining in. There's a little flute. What sounds like some kind of guitar, but like amplified. It's
Great.
unclear.
I unsling my concertina, play a chord, and jump through the portal.
Ilka disappears with music trailing behind her.
It was rock guitar in my head, just so
Yeah.
you know, on
Good.
the concertina.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ilka just jumped through a portal.
Yep, I
Say
jumped.
follows.
What?
Bye, Lark.
Hey!
Lark, you're on your own. Rowan Crooks definitely told you to follow the music.
There's a lot of music, but
That's true.
Lark just follows everybody else.
Okay. You all tumble into this vast sea of stars. There's kind of purple waves all around you, and you tumble for a few seconds, kind of almost weightless, before you land on the wooden deck of a small ship that seems to be sailing through the stars. It's made of, it seems like a really ramshackle, like tied together, like pieces of driftwood and wreckage and like weird plates of metal kind of holding this whole thing together. And aboard the ship are a grand piano with a huge eye patch tied to one side of it and a cutlass in one of its piano strings. And there's a tuba that's covered in like tattoo looking stains. Like it's got all kinds of stories all over it now. And there's like a little like flute that's bouncing around with a little tricorn hat on it.
Wait, are we
Um,
are we inside the crystal orb again? I forgot what that
Dynamo of possibility.
Yeah, the dynamo of possibilities.
no, but it is definitely the instruments from the Dynamo of Possibility
Oh, what?
flying
How-
through space.
What?
And they do a little doo-doo-doo-doo when you see them. And they're all like bouncing around. They're really excited to see you, except for there's this one new one on one side of the boat. It's this kind of like guitar-looking thing with like red lightning bolts on it. It's got like a wire connecting it to a rock that seems to be like amplifying the sound coming out of it somehow magically. But they were all playing the shanty and it kind of goes, "Brr, brr, brr, brr." And then they're all looking at the four of you and like realizing who you are and getting all excited and bouncing up and down and dooting and tooting. And
I just say, tuba! And I open my arms up.
it seems cagey at first.
It's not cagey. It's not cagey.
And then it's like,
We did leave it.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And you guys snuggle?
That's what you do with the tuba. I play notes 2 and 3 because I know them.
Amazing.
It's on my sheet.
One lesson.
And your character sheet for that. Amazing.
They seem to be kind of regarding you, especially that guitar-looking thing, with some level of confusion because you just fell out of a portal onto their ship sailing through the stars.
Oh my God, we're the weird things in this situation.
Yeah, actually. It seems like the debris that there's like the ship might be made out of some of the debris from the Dynamo of Possibility, like it's cobbled together. And the ship itself almost seems to be kind of like magically held together, like the animated material from the Dynamo kind of like formed itself into the ship, and like one of the planks on the ship kind of like waves at you all as well as you're talking. It's this weird living thing with all these instruments on it. What's your hot take?
I say to the tuba, you have all been doing really good, it looks like. I mean, yeah, there's room to improve, and I got some suggestions on the boat, but...
Yeah. I'm looking over anything what needs repairing, seeing what I can do for the piano. Got some strings need tuning up.
Plenty. Yeah. It's like a 2-mast ship with like a small cargo hold. And one of the instruments, like a violin, starts like with its bow kind of like scooping up these like boxes and like bringing them to you. And there's like all kinds of instrument repair parts.
Spectacular.
Like pieces of musical instruments down below deck for some reason. Like this is their cargo.
Great. I'm going to recork a couple instruments and adjust some pads.
Perfect. They appreciate it very much.
Good.
They sound better.
Good.
What?
The flute with the tricorn hat, like with one of its valves, holds a little piece of charcoal and gets a piece of paper and draws a big question mark on it. And then kind of like indicates it to the four of you as if to say, like, why the hell are you all here?
We've been following a melody.
They seemed amused by that.
I'm going to hum the bad melody with the descending minor thirds.
Oh, and they all seem like really lit up, like they've heard that melody out here in space for some reason.
Good. I'm going to show on my face that it's evil and bad and awful.
They all nod as well as instruments can nod.
Great. Good. We're in agreement. So
yeah.
That bad melody messed up our dragon friend. And we need to find out how to unmess up our dragon friend.
They write the melody down like on like a music notation sheet, you know?
Hey.
And then put like a big like angry face next to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll indicate that they want to help you. They're like thumbs up, and they draw the dynamo like this big ball, and they kind of draw arrows showing that they got out of it, and they've been sailing apparently.
Just in space, like instruments do.
Well, one of them writes down astral sea when you say space
Oh.
to
They can
indicate this is
spell.
not space. This is fantasy space.
Ah.
Yeah. It's not clear who's piloting the ship either. It's kind of just like flying itself. So
Magic.
Lark is so confused. He like came through with his rapier out and then like put it halfway back in its sheath, and then he like takes it. He's really sort of frozen in indecision about, like, he felt like there was some action that needed to happen here.
The grand piano's put away its cutlass at this point too, so like it feels like it's a bit less of a tense situation. At least.
Well, he's not
Ilka's
freaked out by
already
the
fixing
instruments.
stuff.
It's just like he was expecting Manchun, and now he's in the astral sea with some instruments
Right.
on a ship.
You start to hear that melody again. Like this is one more stop in the line of portals on your way towards your destination.
Oh.
Can you lead us towards the music? Zay asks the instruments.
They seem concerned, but the tuba's like wow, and they're all like ba 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 ba, and then they all kind of buck up and get on board and start playing that tune again. The guitar looking thing in the back is still kind of sulking; it's unconvinced, but all the other instruments are totally down for this.
Zay moves back towards the guitar in an attempt to be encouraging.
How do you encourage a guitar?
I probably should have invited Ilka to do this. I start going through my pouches to see if there's anything I can put through like that little hole that probably has a name. And
A guitar hole is the
I
name.
found a kenku feather in my pouches,
Oh.
and I'm just like rubbing it along just like to try to like tickle it a little bit.
What you should be doing to the ivories.
Right.
Tickling the ivories.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Ooh, I'm so persuasive. I don't know where it is. Oh, 19.
Okay, it seems guarded at first, but this is exactly the kind of thing that this guitar was like looking for from a friend, like weird personal touch. And so the guitar lets it happen and starts to kind of play this sweet solo, just like gently, like November Rain. Yeah, it's nice. Ahead of you, these portals are getting more and more dense again, like they did in the Dragon Cave and in the Deep Dragon Temple. It seems like this is kind of what happens. Like once you reach a location, like you get triangulated by this magic, and it starts to pop up around you. And so, ahead of you, the portals are starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Occasionally, like a tentacle reaches out and starts like waving around. The instruments are looking to you for guidance, like they're ready to help you.
I take a look again at the compass. Is it like leaning toward any particular direction?
I mean,
Portal.
it vacillates between them as you get closer and farther away, and as they open and close. But it seems to be pointing at portals. Yes.
Okay.
Are the tentacles anything like we saw on Mr. E?
Yes. Similar.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Like astral projection tentacles.
No, like same biology, but these are like physical tentacles, like aboleth. Like they have like big, like sticky pads on the ends that are kind of reaching around.
Yeah, we fought an aboleth. Does this all seem familiar to us?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
They're like aboleth-y tentacles.
All right.
Giant monster tentacles are exactly the sort of thing that Lark was expecting. So he suddenly feels like he's back where he belongs, and he's standing in the bow with his sword out and pointing at the tentacles.
Amazing.
Like, go this way.
So the ship starts to veer towards the tentacles.
Yeah.
The instruments are like, "Bwah!" And you're getting within range. What do you do as you get closer?
He's still pointing.
Wait, you have a compass.
I'm watching the compass to see if it gets particularly strong or like throbs or anything.
It seems like it's sort of the direction you guys are going is the direction the portals are forming, and as they get bigger and bigger and bigger, it seems like eventually the portals will be big enough that the whole ship itself could sail through. So that's sort of the direction that you're headed. Right now you're kind of broadsiding this tentacle portal. If Lark wants to like pull anything off as you go by it, the ship doesn't want to like fly into it because it's kind of occupied.
Well, I'll take a swing at a tentacle.
Okay, roll it.
Yeah. 12. No, 13.
I'm afraid the tentacle bats you away, Lark. You're like, watch this, and the tube is like, "Bwah, bwah."
I meant to do that.
Yeah, they believe you.
Nice.
There's a warning shot.
Right.
All right, as we're sailing, I'm going to be whipping the band up into some really aggressive sounding octopus garden to kind of demoralize the aboleths as we go by.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
In the sky.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Under the sea.
Okay. Yeah, the electric guitar, the magic guitar, really backs you up on that too, and switches to that as it's now friends with Zay and they're riding in the back.
Does the rock that is plugged into, like, does it pump out actual sound?
Yeah.
What the
It's got like a
heck?
little knob on it,
What?
a rock knob.
Amazing.
Yeah. There's no like vent.
It's every number's 11.
Clearly, they've been like this guitar was not there when you guys were in the Dynamo Possibility. This is like a new member of the
Yeah.
crew. So
I'm
All right.
thrilled.
Then
Yeah.
I'm going to be grabbing one of these ropes that hangs from the ship and like thrilling heroics, swing forward, grab the guitar on my way, land on that front mast, very Mad Max, and just strum that guitar with all my rage at the aboleths.
okay,
Awesome.
the guitar roll persuasion to see how well you work with the guitar.
For whatever reason, probably not so much today. 11.
Take my feather.
Are you assisting?
Sure.
Zay? Yeah. So Zay's been warming up the guitar, so roll with advantage.
I didn't bounce off the paper this time. I just did this math, and now it's out. 15.
15's pretty good. So it takes you maybe a minute as these portals congeal in front of you into one shimmering, like the biggest portal ahead of you has this kind of murky, dark, billowing storminess to it, but no tentacles, so you could sail right through. Lark and Ilka at the prow of the ship.
Well, I got batted back. Probably I'm not
little
a brow
bit.
anymore. Yeah.
Cheering for Ilka.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Just like,
Yeah, the cloak of billowing behind you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
As
glisten.
you and the guitar play a duet, like on different strings on the
Mhm.
guitar, and sail right through. And you are immediately buffeted back. Everyone make dexterity saves. As you enter this roiling storm cloud, visibility suddenly drops off completely.
21.
And
Crit fail.
4.
21.
21. Zay, where were you on the ship? In the back still?
I was in the back, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, were you still on me or did you jump off?
I jumped off to go
I
connect
tried.
with the guitar.
So, Ilka, you give one last bwah, and then you're blown off the ship by the force of this wind. Lark and Scoot, you have a bit more sailing experience, and you manage to kind of like hold on in time as you hit rough seas. The instruments, some of them are flying away, some of them are like hooking themselves onto things as the ship starts to get buffeted around by this storm, which you kind of recognize. It looks like the storm that was near the Radiant Citadel, like this roiling infinite storm cloud that you sailed by at one point. Zay, you are holding on to the back of the ship for dear life right now, by like 2 hands as you get like blown almost off of it. Ilka, you're like trailing, holding on to one of the ropes that you were swinging in on.
Was the guitar, did it have like an extension cord attached to the rock?
It had like a cable, yeah,
Great.
XLR.
an XLR.
XLR. Beautiful.
Exactly. Fantasy ZLR.
ZLR.
Yeah.
Good. I'll be cinching that around myself then.
Okay, it's got a rock too, so it kind of helps weigh you down.
Good.
If I had a
Um,
chance, I would make sure I got a hold of Zay.
Yeah, roll it one more time. Both of you, just see like how quickly you move.
14.
Okay.
8.
8. So you struggle, Scoot. The ship like gravity kind of inverts for a second. You all start to like fall upwards, and then it slams back down again as reality kind of shifts all around you. And Scoot, you have a hard time getting to Zay, but Zay, you manage to hold on until Scoot can finally grab you and
I'm
rein
here to
in a little
save
bit.
you. I'm crawling on the deck.
So you can like pull yourself up over Scoot and wherever you need to go. You have a pretty safe anchor at this point.
All right.
More portals start to pop in. You see what look like spectral beings like swimming through the clouds around you, almost like bolts of lightning in a thunderstorm. But they're like kind of like spectral people or spectral monsters, and they're kind of just like floating through these storm clouds as you start to kind of, like gain your footing again. Ilka, like the rock that you tied around your waist is weighing you down, so you're not like billowing away anymore. You're landing back on deck.
Great.
So what's your response to being in this place?
Scoot, go pull Zay in. Not Zay.
Parenting.
Great. I crawl my way up the rope and sling my way up over the railing with my drama cloak billowing.
Sure.
Awesome.
The instruments, the instruments and the ship are kind of wheeling around to pick up some of the instruments that blew away and kind of like rein them back in. The piano's like looping in, like the violin with its cables, making sure it doesn't float away. They're kind of illuminated by these spectral beings that are flying around you. And as if on cue, the portals start to pop in again ahead of you, bit by bit by bit. It seems like at this point the portals, almost all of them have this viper fish looking thing in front of them. Like you feel like you're getting very close, and it's getting bigger and bigger and looming.
Yeah.
So occasionally you see the Jolly Gents again, like swimming or falling or running on like rocks and lava. There's all kinds of crazy stuff.
This
going
is a
on.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Say, is this the giant fish monster that you saw in your vision?
Yes, it is.
Should we be heading towards it or away from it?
Yes.
That's not helpful. Scoot sails out of here.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm sure Scoot would be thrilled to give a shot at some astral sailing.
Oh, we
Sure.
have to wake up the bronze dragons.
Yeah.
We have to wake them up and they can come help?
What?
I don't know.
I've lost track of what's happening.
Well, ahead of you are all these portals that all have this giant viperfish looking creature looming. So the question is, which one do you want to go through? Like, at what angle do you want to approach this thing?
From behind.
Yes. Sneak up behind it.
attack.
Let's pull a Mr. E. Sneak up behind it.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely not into its maw.
It has a huge
But not
maw.
its butt either.
No.
Not a full mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A half
General.
A half E.
of
Okay.
Mr. E.
Yeah. So I try to do a feint in a raft in the astral sea.
The
Try
ship
to-
is totally working with you, and together, yeah.
I love just try to go like
I'm not even sure how you're steering it, like with your weight. Like,
Probably,
his,
but-
Force of will.
essence,
But that also hurts
Make
a
a
little.
strength roll,
His
yeah.
experience as a sailor.
His bond with the tuba.
Strength, like in the sense of intimidation as a strength roll, like just like your pure physical spookiness.
I'm really feeling all of this. Thank you, everybody. No, I'm not.
Uh-oh.
That was a 3, but with if it's a strength roll, 10.
Okay. I
I've
mean,
been losing weight. Thank you.
yeah, you have a harder time than you'd expect, but the ship is capable on its own of sailing through this stuff. And you do find a portal that kind of seems to be coming in from above and behind this creature. And you push through it. Unless anyone has reservations. This portal seems to
Yeah,
be
we
more
all
like
do.
solid.
Let me go for it.
It's got like a tension to it, like a physicality, and you kind of feel like you're all being pushed back on deck as you make your way through this last wormhole until you finally pop back out into a wide expanse. No stars in this one, though.
Oh.
Ahead of you, maybe like a mile away, is that viperfish-looking creature, this giant, like football field-sized eel with a long, distended jaw full of anglerfish teeth and a large anglerfish tentacle with kind of a light hanging ahead of it by its mouth. You are, like I said, behind it, kind of above it, and in between you and it is sort of a cloud of what looks like ghostly dragons, and they're all kind of floating towards it slowly, kind of like in your vision that you had, say, back on the Radiant Citadel. Also, among the dragons are dozens of those creatures, the whistlers, the things that look like long, distended, blurry humans, kind of drifting from dragon to dragon.
What are they doing?
They seem to be kind of like feeding on them or just inspecting them and kind of returning back to this creature, this giant viperfish, and then flying back out again. They're kind of running errands back and forth. The fish itself seems to be like inert. It's just still and floating. And ahead of it is this sort of infinite opalescent wall, this plane. It's kind of just like this, got this silvery sheen to it with kind of rainbow swirls, but it just extends in all directions. So there's you, all the dragons and whistlers, the fish, and then the wall behind it. So it's facing the wall, and you're coming in behind it. Behind you is something that you can't even look at very clearly. Like when you turn towards it, your eyes almost like roll back in your head involuntarily. It's just too hard to look at, but it looks like colossal darkness and shapes moving behind it, like folds upon folds of weirdness and alien movement. But you're not worried about that because you're facing the other direction.
I'm
not worried about it. I feel a little worried about it.
Okay.
I physically feel dread.
My
What are you
eyes-
talking about?
My eyes start bleeding again.
Yeah, they've been bleeding a little bit. More and more. So,
Wow.
that's where you find yourselves.
What the heck?
Congratulations.
This place is awesome.
And like the original
Yeah.
meaning of awesome.
Striking awe into.
Yeah, that music again is all around as
Yeah,
well. in
why
this
wouldn't it
boy.
be?
Yep, the 7 notes. Are you still playing music, or are you like muted right now?
I would have struck that chord as we sailed through and then slack-jawed horror, probably, on the
Okay.
other side.
How are the instruments reacting to all of this?
They're all hushed as well,
That makes sense.
looking with their invisible instrument eyes out at the horizon.
Do we recognize any of, I mean, how many dragons would we estimate?
Hundreds.
And so the
Yeah.
odds of us recognizing one are probably not.
Yeah.
Not
Do they
super
all
likely.
appear to be bronze?
Yeah, based on your experience with dragons, I don't know how well you know, but it seems like they all have the same. They have like bigger webbed wings that run down to their tails for swimming. So yes, it does seem like they all kind of like, as you look closer, they're kind of like spectrally tethered to this fish thing. Like there's kind of like a line connecting them to it towards its back, towards like the small glowing patch on its back,
So we should cut the tethers.
like a bunch of balloons or something.
They're physical tethers, and the alien dudes are also running errands back and forth between them.
Yes, correct.
Does
Nice.
the melody happen when the slender dudes get to the dragons? Does
Yeah,
it seem to
and
be...
other times too. It's kind of ongoing, ubiquitous.
Right. I don't know how music theory to go in this, but we could counter the melody by playing the inversion of it, and then it would just negate it. But
Is that note 2 or 3 that I know?
Can we? So we've encountered the whistlers before,
Yeah.
and they can simply just like kill humanoids.
Yeah, they like suck the life out of things.
in a moment.
Kind of like
Dementors.
Dementors,
Dementor
yeah.
kiss, yeah.
Can we? Do we appear to have been noticed?
No, not at this point. There are still portals opening up around too, and it seems like at this point, like occasionally a whistler will go through the portal. It's like you've reached, where they're coming from. So you don't see like little aboliths popping in all over the place, but they're clearly coming from somewhere.
How fast do I think this raft can go?
Oh, I'd give it a good 30 miles an hour.
30
I don't know. You haven't pushed
knots?
it.
30
Yeah.
30 knots.
30 knots?
Space
It's
knots.
nautical,
Yeah.
sir.
Space knots.
What do we think about taking the raft over the tethers and just cutting them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
that idea.
Probably is like close to that patch, close to the source as possible. Move toward the source of the tethers.
Is the source the monster?
A particular spot on
Patch
the
Yeah.
on its back that's
back
glowing.
of the monster.
Yeah, let's do it. I like it.
Yeah, sail to that spot, cut the tethers. Start with that. Because if
Okay.
it's drawing power from these dragons,
The instruments are like
Yeah.
looking back and forth between the four of you as you
Yeah.
plan out, waiting
Did-
for a cue.
In the way they can, do they seem optimistic?
They seem almost like whenever you use like body movements, like they're kind of following as if they were like an orchestra,
Oh,
and like they prepare and then like relax again when you guys like gesticulate wildly. It's hard to get a read on them though. That's just kind
yeah,
of what
that's,
they do.
that's what I was going
Because
to
they're
Yeah, and
instruments.
like
Yes.
they don't really
Because
have a
they're
whole lot of
instruments,
prior
yeah.
knowledge.
all right, so
Yeah.
the aboleth is sleeping.
The giant thing is totally immobile. Yeah,
Oh, it's not the aboleth; it's the breathless.
the breathless
Elder.
elder.
Breathless
The
elder.
breathless elder.
Yep.
We are in a flying ship.
Yep.
In a massive 3-dimensional plane.
Yes.
And
We
there's
want-
there's a wall that we can't go through. That big.
but we can go way up in the like vertical, way high vertical.
Yeah.
Because
What
if
are you
it's only
thinking?
thinking of us, I mean, just if it's only thinking of us on a 2-dimensional plane, we go way vertical over and drop down.
Okay.
Or we could
Like
test
swing with,
out
like,
a single tether
Fly down and a giant swipe through the tether. Sure.
at the base.
Yeah.
Don't
Let's
even
do
figure
it.
out if it's going to work yet. Let's do it. Here we go.
For justice.
How are you going to help the ship as it flies? Like, what's your MO? Like, as you all swoop in from above, like, what do you each do? What's your role?
I have my sword out. I'm ready to cut at the tether.
Yeah.
You're the battering ram?
I assume I've taken the helm. But unless, I mean, I'd be pretty useful with this axe too. So
Sure. Well, I mean, like, so you've already been kind of trying to steer with the ship, and you didn't have a lot of success the first time, but you've had time now, so you're
Yeah.
starting to get the feel for it. Yeah, and you're gonna be rolling strength for that. So
thanks.
you're welcome.
I will be sharpening any metal instrument. Like the tuba, I'm going to sharpen the edge until
Holy
it's this
crap.
like circle of razor death on top of it.
Oh my
So it
gosh.
can slice up the tethers.
Great.
Yeah.
What about you, Zay?
I'm prepared to cast fairy fire as soon as we get close enough to what appears to be like the thickest part of the tether.
I have like an instrument whetstone. Like, how does that even work?
Yeah, is that like a standard musician
My instrument repair kit.
Oh my gosh.
for sharpening your brass instruments?
There's so
like you
much
do.
I don't know about music. It's amazing.
It's in music theory, which nobody takes, so that's why you don't.
And we should all be on one side so we're hitting the same spot on the tether.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're planning this out, you're arcing upwards and away and then over the breathless elder until you're right above that glowing spot with a cloud of dragons and whistlers below you. And then the ship starts to list and gravity stays consistent. There's not like a downward, there's just kind of like the deck of the ship. So you start to catapult towards it at about 30 space knots.
Yay.
35 space knots.
Is that
It's
fast?
pushing
I don't
it.
know.
I don't know either.
Okay. Does it feel fast?
Anybody?
You get to
It's
decide.
like a battleship.
Okay.
The audience. Okay. All right. 35 space knots, and you're sailing downwards and downwards and downwards. Nothing notices you as you reach the first dragon. So you're doing the snipping lark, and
I have my sword out.
I have my song sword. I'm going to leap off the side of the boat holding onto a rope
Wait.
and maybe I'm not going to do
are
that.
you doing fairy fire first to like make it easier?
My hope was we could go to the source and not try to get them one by one.
Ah.
Do we want to
I thought we were going to the
first?
source, right? We're going.
Oh, all the way down to the back of the thing.
I think so. That's yes.
Where they're
I don't
all
want to give
tethered.
them any sort of inclination. I
Pre-warning.
don't want to test out whether it's going to work or not.
Okay. Scoot, roll strength to see how stealthy you guys are as you make your way downwards.
Stealthy.
Can I assist? I offer guidance.
I have checked my leap off the side of the bow.
I feel lucky.
I thought we were going
Hey,
to jump. What
such a good
happened?
feat.
Just already.
I'm using the hell out of that.
D4 plus a D4 if you want.
I'll totally take a D. I'm not throwing a D4 away. So I scrape by with a 27.
Oh, snap.
All right.
18 plus 2 plus 7.
So you are like so in tune with the ship that it's almost like you have like two sets of eyes and you're watching the whistlers as they swirl around these dragons.
Yeah, it is.
And like you're kind of like ducking between different dragon ghosts as you make your way down and through this cloud. And you actually make your way all the way to the back of the Breathless Elder unnoticed.
Nice.
And you kind of coast up alongside it. And do you jump off or what? Gravity seems to like reorient towards the giant viperfish creature as you get closer to it. So the ship has to kind of level out as you start to like slip off of it. This thing has some kind of a gravity plane of its own. So
How big is the patch where the tethers are attached?
it's maybe about 40 by 40. And as you get closer to it, you see that this patch is actually like dozens and dozens and dozens of little, like not little, like maybe basketball-sized glowing eggs, like almost think alien, but with some kind of like a colorful roiling thing inside of it. And they're all like different colors, like rainbow scintillating colors.
Cool.
Yeah. And it seems like some of the dragons are all kind of like being drawn to like empty eggs that are around it. And there's like a whistler on the far side that doesn't notice you as you're pulling up with a ship. Like they just don't care. And it
Wait, that's different. They noticed us or they don't care that we're there?
this one noticed you.
Okay, one did.
But it's busy because it's cracking into one of these eggs with the stuff in it and like sucking out this colorful substance. And you see like dragon wings kind of pop out for a moment, like ghostly dragon wings, as this whistler just kind of inhales like this spiritual dragon creature out of it and then flies away into the sky to join its brethren and flies through a portal.
So it ate the soul of a dragon baby out of an egg.
Yep.
You said that
Maybe-
very cheerfully.
Maybe not a
Yeah.
dragon baby, but like a dragon of some kind.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening with this, but I thought we were gonna like chop the tethers.
Yeah, I did
Is that
too.
not-
So can you say it again? There's a bunch of eggs, and then there's something that appears to be different than that. in the
There's a bunch of
center?
eggs with stuff in them, and there's a bunch of empty eggs with tethers like pulling dragons towards them slowly. Those are the two things that are
Those
up
are two
here
things.
on the back
I
of this
thought I
creature.
heard. Okay.
As you hover over it on your ship quietly.
Does it seem corporeal? Like, if I jumped out of the ship, could I stand on it?
For sure, it's got this like dusty grayness to it. It seems almost like a corpse.
Oh.
I jump off the raft and I start hacking at tethers.
I
Okay.
cast fairy fire towards the direction he's headed.
Yeah, and it seems like the tethers are so wispy and ghosty that it's kind of hard to see them, but the fairy fire does kind of illuminate like where the magic is. Like there's sort of an energy to it as the glitter clouds past it all. And you're able to start hacking away at these tethers, and as you cut them, with what?
My rapier.
Is it magic?
It is. It's the Ouroboros.
It's the Ouroboros rapier, yes.
Yeah.
And
So
they
yeah.
have advantage.
Oh yeah, no sweat. You're hitting everything. You start to free these dragons, and they start to like these ghosts kind of stretch and start to fly away, and this immediately enrages all the whistlers around them as this melody suddenly picks up and gets super loud. Also, the fairy fire glitter bomb that just detonated next to you all seems to draw the attention of many of the whistlers that are nearby as they kind of whirl around in space and start to get closer to you all.
Eat it, whistlers! I keep hacking.
You keep hacking? Okay.
Free the dragons.
So you get your way around maybe like an eighth of this like circle. There's a lot of these things to get through. So like, what are the rest of you doing as this goes down?
I'm casting Shatter. It's a... How wide do I get that thing?
At what?
At the highest concentration of tethers, I can get a 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay, so you can maybe hit like 2 at a time with that. They're kind of spaced out. They're not like super densely packed on this thing. They're kind of like, well, maybe 4 of them.
10-foot radius?
10-foot radius. Sorry, radius. Okay, so maybe like 9 of them.
Great.
Better.
Fine.
Good negotiation, Beth. That was solid.
9.
Yeah. At this point, as the dragons start to float away and the whistlers start to swirl towards you in a swarm, Zay or Scoot, what are you doing? Are you on the ship still?
I'm probably revving the ship once I see the whistlers. Yeah, because we're in astral space, so there's
Yeah.
going to be a tire screech sound effect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
There's no sound.
You edit that in post.
space.
Yeah.
Well, this is not space. This is astral sea space. So,
So-
now you don't even know where you are. You're in some kind of crazy space.
So a loud tire screech.
Loud. It echoes. There's music here too. Above you, a big portal opens up, and you see like a floating rock come through with the 3 jolly gents that went through the portal on it, like upside down, several hundred feet above you. And they're like casting giant like pillars of flame and shooting arrows, and little Jonah has a big old greatsword, and she's like cleaving away at these whistlers as they're all like swarming onto this rock and just pelting into space. So some of this swarm starts to like split up as some of them go after Rowan Crooks and Little Joan and Friar Truck. The rest of them are starting to peel towards you all, though. So there are many, or an overwhelming force of them, it seems like.
Are they faster than the ship?
Seems that way. Yes.
Is the portal still open that they came through?
As you look, it closes behind them. However, it looks like the dragon spirits that you guys have freed so far are starting to fly up and engage some of these whistlers.
Yeah.
And actually like kind of like having this like ghostly battle between like blurry humanoids and ghostly dragons as they're kind of like screeching through the sky. A couple of them, the dragons, peel away towards Rowan Crooks and the gents to help them out.
No, I'm down here.
The whistler that was eating an egg bounds over to your ship and starts to smash it, just taking away big chunks of it. It like teleports almost.
Does it seem like it's stronger than it was before it?
Yeah, it seems enlivened.
Consumed.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just like screeching and whistling. Doesn't have any facial features that you can see, but it seems enraged as it rips off a chunk of the prow. The instruments all like cower backwards. The tuba leans forward and shoots a fireball out of its mouth.
Yeah.
What the?
Fireball? Awesome. Fireball, it's on record.
A small fireball. Mechanically, it's the Sacred Flame spell. Poof.
Oh.
I pull out my concertina and play a galvanizing chord at the orchestra to inspire them to fight back.
Okay. Is that like that's just performance? Roll performance.
Sure.
Got to roll performance every live show.
Oh
no.
God! One switch dice.
I crit fail
again.
So, at that, they all prepare to play, and the whistler like seems to inhale sort of and like suck the air out of the space around the boat, and all the woodwinds and brass instruments, anything that needs air to function, just goes totally silent. The piano, like the percussion, well, I guess even the percussion instruments, like everything that uses sound waves, which is everything. I got there.
That's how sound works. It's
yeah,
ripples through the air.
Thanks. So anyway, it's very quiet. They're like, blah, and it just gets cut off. As this whistler just kind of like dives onto the deck of the ship and starts like chomping away at instruments and smashing into pieces. It seems like the ship is barely in one piece at this point. Doesn't take long. So Scoot, what's your MO? You're on the ship.
Do I have a sense? Does this thing have an autopilot? Can I just set it to go towards the...
It has a mind of its own.
Oh, all right.
So,
yeah.
yes,
I'm leaving the helm and helping out. Going to start attacking things.
Okay. As you leap off the ship to fight the one that's on the deck, or like to help your buddies out as the
to help the
whistlers
buddies
arc
out,
towards
whatever
them?
else is doing. I'm sorry. I was looking up the mechanics for Lucky to see if I could change that 1 into a 20.
Appreciate it.
As you guys are getting ready for all these whistlers that are looming towards you, a small panel opens up on the back of the Breathless Elder, like a little square panel, and a man peeks out, a kooky-looking old man with like a Charles Darwin-y beard and like a brown robe, and says, "Oh, hello." And he looks around and says, "Oh my, what is all of this?"
Do we recognize him?
Roll history.
Not yet.
Is that a nat 1? No, it's
9.
Okay. He looks vaguely familiar.
Guys, he's vaguely familiar.
He says, come in. They won't bother you inside. Come in quickly.
What? But our friends are out here.
No, they'll be fine.
Really? It doesn't seem like that's true.
Zay jumps down and follows the guy.
You notice that Rowan Crooks and the Jolly Gents, there seems to be like a half dome of like force protecting them right now, and the whistlers are kind of like dinging off of it. And the ones that were going after them are starting to peel away towards you guys. Like they're kind of doing a defensive thing as they streak through space past this thing and kind of like they're going to like crash into that wall. It's not clear what's going to happen to them, but they're pretty far away at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a lick my wounds and regroup state after watching the orchestra have the life sucked out of them. So, yeah, I'm heading towards Old Man Darwin.
Okay.
His portal.
Oh, his doorway?
His
He's got a
porthole.
ladder, a
Yes.
porthole. Got it.
I probably follow Ilka and head in.
Okay, the remaining instruments, I assume like the tuba is still okay. Like they're not destroyed, most of the instruments, so the ones that can fit cram in there. The other ones, like the grand piano, they start to like run away around the side of the Breathless Elder for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Or like climb onto the remaining pieces of ship that are still floating and start to like try to just get away from this whistler situation. Are you jumping in too, Lark?
Did Zay jump in?
Oh, yeah.
Then I slice off a few final tethers and take a big bow and then jump in like with a flip, trying to look really cool.
He's like, oh, as you do that. And then as one of the last ones, he like closes the hatch and climbs down behind the rest of you as you step down into this little like living space that seems to be made of like bone and old skin, and it's got like a little tea kettle cooking, all kinds of books on the walls. And he says, hello, my name is Manshoon, and who are you?
What the heck?
What's your reaction as you step off the ladder into his little cozy abode?
I guess I'm interested in all the skin and bone furniture.
Sure, yeah. It seems all very cobbled together by whatever was inside of this thing that you're in.
Is this alive, this thing that we're in?
No sign of life.
All right. No
Yeah.
capillaries refilling or anything like that?
Nothing pumping.
And this is like an alcove he carved into the scapula.
Yeah, you're like down, I guess, by the intestinal area if it has normal anatomy, but it's not really clear. It's all hollowed out. Not the scapula. No. You're back there.
Sacrum coccyx, please.
He says, well, I gave
That's
you
the one.
my name, but, you can keep your secrets too.
I'm Scoot.
Hello, Scoot. It's good to meet you.
Hello, Manshoon. I've heard about you.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been around people in a long time. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit awkward.
Well, that's the thing, is that with time, I mean, the story can change so much, like a very, very long game of telephone. Maybe you could tell us about yourself.
Are you a poet?
Yeah.
Are these your disciples or something?
Essentially,
Do they not
yeah.
speak? Oh,
No, they're fine.
I pull out my rapier. Listen here, clone of Manshoon.
No.
I pet
He
Lark
goes,
a little bit and settle him.
I have it pointed right at his throat.
He says, "That's
what are
me."
you doing to those dragons out there?
I am a clone. Nothing.
Where they're tethered, they're like getting sucked into the eggs, and there's these weird spirit creatures humming 7-note descending third melodies.
Are they?
Yes, don't pretend like you don't know.
I had no idea. He
I
says.
don't buy this at all, Manshoon. Call off your weird creature.
He says, well, I'll tell them, but I don't think it'll have much of an impact. They sort of do their own thing out there.
Then what do you do?
And he climbs up the ladder looking at you if you let him.
I do, but I keep the rapier pointed right at him.
Okay, and he gets higher, opens it up, and says, you all stop it. There's dragon ghosts fighting whistlers out there. None of them are really paying attention, and they just keep doing their thing.
I'm not buying this, Manshoon.
He closes the latch. He says,
I push him back into a bone and skin chair or whatever's nearby.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some cushions. It's not just bone and skin.
I look for the
but
most uncomfortable cushion and I push him back onto that.
a bone or something.
Yeah.
I think I'd be trying to hold Lark back a little bit, like a little bit of shoulders, like, hey, okay, let's let the clone speak.
He says, what can I do to prove to you that I just live here?
What do you eat?
Well, this is sort of a borderland between the plains as you know them and the far realms as you don't know them. And one actually doesn't need to eat here. Time doesn't really have a meaning here.
Oh.
Just is.
Zay's stomach rumbles a little.
At least not for me. Maybe you're all different.
So there's no encumbrance and no rations. This is a DM's dream.
Well, this is not the worst place to stay if you want to just, lay low for a while.
So are you laying low? Are you hiding from someone?
Oh, yes. Many people, I assume.
Us included.
Apparently.
So someone cloned you and dumped you here.
No, I came here to be safe. And to just have some time for myself. Just to reflect and find the other bits of who I am. You see, when I was, I'm going to get into some of my backstory here, so bear with me.
We like backstory.
You do? And who are you again? Could you give me your name?
I'm Zay.
Wonderful. Thank you, Zay.
I'm Ilka, and I've played a lot of interesting songs about you.
Really? Such
Yeah.
as? I didn't know there were songs about me.
Yeah. I entertained a whole, nope, I was going to say a brothel, but that wasn't in a tavern full of pirates with
Easily confused.
a rhyming bit on Manshoon and Doom and Gloom and June.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I can see how you would feel that way. The original Manshoon was a bit of a, tyrannical dark overlord that erased towns from
You
the
couldn't
map.
add enough adjectives to really
What
hit that
rhyming
home.
words would you use for yourself, Manchun?
Get into the heart of the
What
matter.
rhymes with curious? Curious.
Spurious.
Spurious. That's a good one. What is all of this if not spurious? Right?
I'm Lark, clone of Manshoon Slayer, Wave Silver.
What?
That The middle part was in quotes. That's just kind of how I'm known.
Oh my God. Is that why you're here?
Yes,
To kill me?
it is. We are here hunting down clones of Manchun. That's exactly why we're here.
But I haven't done anything wrong. I just live here.
Listen, you're the clone of one, like an evil wizard.
Okay. And what are you the clone of? Probably.
Myself.
Apparently a murderer?
No, not at all. I'm a clone of a hero.
Well, I suppose that's perspective, isn't it? Not to get into semantics, I'm sure you mean well. Are you like pointing at him right now with
Yes,
your
I
sword?
definitely still have my...
As he like leans backwards.
Yeah.
I'm still pushing your hand down, and then it keeps popping back. This has been going on for 6 minutes now.
I'm trying to really quietly play the song on the concertina and see if I can fit some new words in.
Nice. Like what words?
Looking at Manchun and the bones around him, I'm really fixated on scapula, even though that's not where we are.
Sure, it's a good word.
Capulet. Yeah, it's star-crossed lovers inside an aboleth's horror skeleton. Yeah, it's not much better than the original.
He bops a little.
Good.
Bops.
He says, well, I suppose we should probably try to get rid of this whole situation upstairs, right? I mean, those dragons seem like they're in trouble. What's happening? The dragons are being attacked or something?
Yes, your crazy fish thing is killing all the dragons.
Oh, this old thing?
Yeah, this old thing.
Well, I thought it was harmless, but it does act up once in a while. I'm sorry.
Did you make it?
No. It just I found it actually. This old corpse of a godlike being known as the Breathless Elder.
I'm wearing my least convinced expression on my face.
You just
insight if you want.
Popped into this plane to hide from everybody, and it happened to have the embodiment of all evil of all time in a dead corpse.
Well, I wouldn't call it all evil of all time, but certainly some evil of some time. But it's a corpse. I mean, you seem like you might know what I'm talking about. No offense.
Dang! What?
Lark, you can stab him now.
What do you know about the Whistlers?
The Whistlers, well, they're these sort of embodiments of aberrant magic that serve the Breathless Elder. They form spontaneously in these places, and they feed on magical energy, souls.
Why? How long have they been here?
As long as I have.
Why would they? Are they more active now than they've been before?
They congregate around the Breathless Elder and other such beings in this place. They're sort of like parasites, if you will, bottom feeders.
So if we removed the eggs, would they have no reason to be here?
Yes, correct.
While you do your exposition, I'm going to go upstairs and undo all the eggs.
Okay.
Where did the eggs come from?
He says, well, I'm not an expert, but based on my 2 seconds of looking at them up there, I would say they're probably from dragons. What do you mean?
How did they appear on the back of a Breathless Elder?
I think it's using some kind of a psychic link to bring the dreams of dragons in. Those ghostly apparitions are clearly dreams.
Is there a chance that it's some sort of ritual to make it a breathful elder?
Probably. That's generally what dead gods are in for. But
Mark, go get it!
So Lark, I assume you're like already up there.
Yeah, I'm already leaving, and I'm continuing my cutting through all the tethers.
The Whistlers have peeled away at this point, and the fairy fire is gone. You don't see any sign of the musical instruments.
Oh no,
that
I've
were
been
still
concentrating.
So you start hacking away at them and freeing the dragons.
Still, yep.
Yeah.
I continue my work.
Okay, and it takes you about maybe like 5-10 minutes to get through the rest of them.
Yeah, you can have this
the
whole
ring.
conversation. I'm upstairs cutting tethers and saving dragons.
Great.
Shuni, I got a question.
Shuni?
I'm calling you Shuni because you seem like a nice man,
Can
Shuni.
I call you Scooty?
That's fine.
Wonderful.
Shuni and Scooty. I'm cool with that. Shuni,
Yes?
we're inside the Breathless Elder right now.
Yes.
All the skin and bones and stuff. Does it go further forward towards, say, a heart or a brain?
Yes, well, it's mostly dead, but I was going to say before your friend stormed off
Yeah, it's fine. He does that.
that the heart of its power, what's left of it,
Mhm.
is this shard that hangs from the end of that appendage by its mouth.
Ah,
Oh.
yeah.
The light?
There we go.
And if you remove that or destroy it, all this should go away. It might have serious side effects. It might cause a massive magical explosion or something, but,
It worked fine in
These
Ghostbusters.
things-
We're fine.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, everything
It's been
was
3
just
years,
fine.
Matthias.
I know.
You should have accidentally seen it by now.
Well, I feel like it's like so built up now. I have to like really make a thing out
Yeah,
of it.
this is a
and I
part of the
haven't yet.
show now that Matthias has
I
never seen
know.
Ghostbusters. We just need to reference it all the time.
Yeah.
You can never see that show now.
He's like, anyway, you can help yourselves. The door's over there.
Do we buy this? Does this sound believable?
Roll insight.
Ilka
I
is
didn't
convinced.
crit fail it, but 11.
It seems pretty believable. It seems like this place is really lived in. Like a lot of the books are very dusty and very old looking. Clearly this guy has been here for a long time. It's unclear what his tea is made out of. That's kind of horrifying. But there's some credibility to it. Like, it doesn't seem like a very threatening place. There's not like weird like hostages or eggs or anything on the walls.
He seems genuinely confused about what's going on outside and relatively harmless. I think it is a clone of Manchun. I just think it's been hiding and not under any evil influence in the middle plane for so long that this is just what he would be if he wasn't all messed up.
But he wants us to go cut off this light source. Why doesn't he do it himself if he's been here forever and knows that that's the problem?
I don't think he has any investment in it. This doesn't impact him. He's just trying to.
Sure. He'll just hide here forever.
This is a conversation happening out loud, like around him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Probably me too. Yeah, if I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm pretty tactless.
Okay. He's just listening.
I'm also going to climb. I'm going to climb up and move to Lark and ask him if we should use the seraphinic token to tell Rowan Crook where this clone of Manchun is.
Is that the...
That's the call.
That's the thing
call,
we got
Rowan,
to call him? Okay.
At any time.
I sliced through the last tether.
Sha.
And then I like, okay, I think we're done. Wait, we want to call Rowan for what?
To tell him where the final clone of Manchun is.
Good idea.
Well, the second to final.
Yeah.
Because there's still Nancy.
The penultimate Manchun.
Penultimate.
Let's do it.
Beautiful word.
Press the token. I don't know how it works.
I don't have it.
Oh, do I have it?
Oh, maybe I have it. I wrote it down.
Okay, you have it in your inventory. Press the button.
I think you're supposed to like hold it over your head and call for him or something.
You got to press the call button like that.
I hold it over my
Like
head,
Free
look
Willy
up at
style.
it and say, Rowan,
Come in.
come in.
It gleams in the light above the Breathless Elder, like the illumination from this giant wall. But there's no sign of Rowan Crooks.
Liar.
No, that's fine. He'll hear the message. Tell him what we found.
Rowan, we found the penultimate clone of Manchun. He's in the back door of the Elder God.
And as you say that, the light stops glowing, like the message is over.
Okay, I hand the stone to
Nice work,
Lark
Zay.
as a memento.
All right, I'll put it in. What's it called? I'll write it in my inventory.
Seraphinic.
I don't think I named it.
I think Ilka did.
Yeah, because it's made of seraphinite, which is this feathery green.
Oh.
Oh, that says seraphinite.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah,
so
doesn't say
now I
seraphinite.
have the dead seraphinite callstone.
So you have a
Yep.
really pretty green rock.
Nice.
Don't say I don't give you loot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have this handkerchief.
So I assume Ilka and Scooter just like hanging out with.
Oh, I'm
Manchun
fixated on that
downstairs.
hanging light now.
Oh,
I've been
he's like, I'll
wondering-
take you there.
I've been wondering, do we go through the Elder God or do we get on the raft and go outside and do it that way?
Through like miles of intestines.
He's
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
don't
an
know.
easy walk.
It's a
It's
football
mostly
field.
hollow. It's mostly hollow.
Probably safer to walk inside.
300 feet. You lead
Yeah.
for traps.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, great. Let's go.
Zay, should we call the raft back? I think we're done here.
Lark, how was your cardio?
What? Oh, are you calling up to me from inside?
I say out loud because I know it triggers you a little bit. Lark!
I poke my head around the inside of the porthole. What? I finished cutting the tethers. We're
Awesome.
done.
Good job.
I saved all the dragons. You're welcome.
Many of them are being like, they're being like wrangled back in by the whistlers and kind of pulled, like the tethers are being formed again. Like, it's not over.
Oh, wait, I got to keep cutting tethers. I'll be back to you later. Bye.
He hung
They're going
up.
to see you if you stay up there as they come back.
I keep cutting tethers. I don't know anything else that's going on.
Lark, you've done good for now. Get back in here.
Are you yelling from inside?
I stuff my head out the porthole and holler at Lark. You should get back. Oh, I feel like a tapeworm.
I'm thinking like Millennium Falcon and A New Hope, like
taking all
yelling
the
at as
nutrients.
like Luke's in the turret, like I got one. Anyway,
Lark, get back down here. We have something else to do.
Okay. I go back inside.
great shot, kid. Now don't get cocky.
I cut all the tethers, but then they keep growing back.
I know. Until we take out that dangly light source, they're just going to keep going.
Oh,
that's true.
Manchun, you're the worst.
I didn't do it. They're drawn to this.
I-
Let's go.
I
he
pat
says.
I pat Shuni on the shoulder. It's like we're
Thank you.
working on it.
It's the first kind human touch I've had, and I can't even remember how
I know,
long.
it's cool.
Scooty,
What?
Shuni, that's right.
fist bump.
Lark is horrified by this. Did you call him Shuni?
Yeah.
Scoot!
I have to make him more human so you'll stop trying to kill him for a little bit.
That is literally what we're trying to do, is kill all the clones of Manchun.
There was some good in Fetch, whoever he was, when you were in the Den of
Was
Possibility.
there? I feel like afterwards there was some question about, there's a giant question mark about Fetch.
True.
Yeah, but some good. Not all, but certainly some. He was charming. Adorable.
That's not what Rowan Crooks said, and Rowan Crooks is the man.
So is this like as you guys are walking?
Yeah.
I'm totally
arguing?
having this argument as we walk.
Yeah.
Lark is just surly about all of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a lot of real clone-on-clone anger, and I don't understand it.
My sword is still out.
Manchun's gotten a bit quieter as you argue. He seems to be sort of like lost in thought as he's considering what is happening here and these strangers on his ship. He's just staying close to Scoot and just kind of leading you along. There are occasional like open sections where you can see like the whistlers and dragons outside still like having it out as you make your way towards the front of the Breathless Elder.
Hey, Manchun, evil Manchun, Scoot's my friend, not yours.
He says, I think he's my friend too. Did you tell me your name?
Yeah, Lark Clone Manchun Slayer, in quotes, Wave Silver.
Right. I think Scoot has enough heart for many people. I spent a lot of time talking with souls. That's what I do out here in my spare time.
I don't want to hear it.
And I think Scoot would be very
Lark
popular.
puts his hands over his ears and it's like la 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 as he's walking.
I think if Scoot wanted to hang out and just like, spend some time.
I'm really just on the job here. Shuni, you're great, but I don't know how long I'm going to hang out afterwards. I'll be honest with you.
I understand. I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah.
And he opens a door.
Trying to give you by the way, I was trying to get information on if he's...
Yes, it's like the trachea of the beast. There's like a little door, and he opens it.
Oh, wow. We really made it.
Climb upwards a little. Yeah.
All right. So we were in the esophagus.
What were you trying for, though, you said?
I lost it. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going up the esophageal tract, and you open a door, and ahead of you is the giant distended jaw of this creature from the inside, like a pelican eel or a viperfish. There's like rows of anglerfish teeth ahead of you. It's closed, and Manchun says, "Open up!" and he stomps his foot, and the thing kind of like kind of opens slowly, like rigor mortis-y.
You can command this thing?
Just so much. I like to look out the mouth at the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a simple trick to open and close it.
Justin's genuinely giving me bad eyes right now.
That's
just
right.
so everyone knows.
Shooting daggers at Scoot across the table.
Sorry, man.
I'm real hesitant now that I see that he's got some kind of power over.
Yeah, exactly.
Zay stomps her foot and says, "Close," to see if it just listens.
It just kind of twitches a little.
Yeah. Is it keyed to Manchun?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He's got total control over this monster. And he's using it to kill all the dragons.
And the light source, what happens?
It's about 80 feet away, like dangling in front of the mouth. After it opens, you can see it like right there, dead ahead of you. It's like this little like basketball-sized writhing ball of like eel and tooth, kind of just like glowing with a bright white light.
So Manchun, why haven't you destroyed this light source yourself?
Well, I thought it was mostly harmless. I mean, it keeps this thing like slightly alive enough to kind of fly around, and I can, I work with it. We have a symbiotic relationship. It helps me travel the wall and talk to the souls that are in it.
The souls in the wall?
Yes.
Yeah. And if the cost of that is to kill all the dragons, that's...
Well, I don't want that, so that's why I'm saying let's destroy this thing and just get over with it. I can find a new home. That's
fine.
fine.
Then you can't talk to the souls in the wall.
I'll have to find a new vehicle.
What are you saying to the souls in the wall? By way, just out of curiosity.
He was a little skeptical of all these questions, but he looks at you.
My sword is still pointed at him.
He looks at the sword and back at you, and he says, "We talk about all kinds of things. I have many friends and old enemies in there. You'd be amazed what death will do to someone in their talkativeness."
I'm not sure if I was supposed to be offended by that or not.
Level 6 has been deep.
He says, "You may know that there are the original Manchun's soul was split into 13 pieces.
Yeah.
And many of them, those Manchuns are now dead, and their souls
You're welcome.
Went to the wall. You killed one?"
I'm just sitting back and watching this happen now.
He looks genuinely scared. He's like, So anyway, what I'm doing here is trying to find the lost pieces of my soul. All we Manchuns always want to be complete again. I'm no different. Do you know what it's like to only have part of a soul?
I don't think so.
Neither did the original Manchun, the fool. And it feels bad. It feels incomplete. You always feel inadequate. So
No, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry.
he says, well, I would rather live. You can do what you will. This place, I've been here for a long time, so I understand if you have some animosity. I hope you do the right thing, he says. Anyway, there it is.
That
you can climb
wasn't
pretty
helpful
easily.
at all.
But you can't. You can't go kill this thing yourself.
Do you want me to climb out there and get it?
Yeah, go get it.
He says,
Man, shoot.
It's just
I will.
fascinating. You've been trapped here for time immemorial, and suddenly, the day we show up, this task that you're perfectly capable of now needs the four of us to go.
well, I've been hanging out in my study for a long time.
Mhm.
But anyway,
But the
all right,
books-
I will. And he starts to climb. He's got surprising agility for an older man. And he makes his way up some of the teeth and up the side of the jaw and out onto the dangly angler. And he starts to kind of like arm over arm, edge towards it. He's like, I wish I knew flying magic, but that was one of the other clone specialties. How's it going back there?
Looking good from here. Keep going.
Thanks. And then you hear like a chick, 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 chick sound, like a gas burner turning on from up above. Chick, 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 chick.
Up above us?
Above you, like by the top of the mouth, the other open mouth. And then there's a bright streak of light as a fireball streams down from the top of the mouth and just ignites the Manchun as he's climbing, and just like a massive explosion fills the entire jawline.
Lark, I didn't know this side of you.
What just happened?
Ahead of you, you notice like a magical stream of energy kind of flowing from where the smoking, whatever was Manchun, is no more. He's been disintegrated. As this sort of magical stream flows up to the roof of the mouth, and then three figures drop down. It's Rowan Crooks and his two buddies,
Oh,
Little Joan and Friar Truck. And they're sort of absorbing the soul into this black crystal like they had at the Beast of Erua.
Nice job, Rowan. 12 down, 1 to go.
It's like, that's right.
We got to get rid of this crystal thing, apparently.
Crystal thing. That thing?
Yeah.
All right. And he looks at Friar Truck and Little Joan. And then he looks at you and says, you've been very helpful, Lark.
You're welcome.
I think, bear with me here, I think you've outlived your usefulness. I don't know what that Manchun told you, but don't trust any of it. I think you should just stay here for a while.
Wait,
I'll send help.
In the mouth of a giant eel?
Yeah, this is a safe place, right?
Where's that compass?
He says, look, I'll get Antediluvian Jake to make a teleportation circle and bring us all home, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
But first, we need to destroy this thing that's holding in all the dragons.
Yeah, please do. That would be a good thing.
Or I was thinking you could do it.
No, I think we need to get this piece of Manchun back to our secret base really quickly, because these things are very unstable. So, Friar Truck, if you would, and Truck starts to like carve a circle on the ground.
Zay pulls
Teleportation ring.
the compass out of her pouches discreetly.
Okay, it's pointing right at Rowan Crooks. Yes, he's holding the thing too. But
Right, yeah. I nudge Scoot and show him the results of the compass.
I think can I come to your secret base? Because I think I'm just saying, like, I feel like at this point I have earned a spot in the Jolly Gents.
I mean, I understand how you'd feel that way, Larkwave Silver, but
Yeah.
It's a gents only thing. We've been a group for a long time.
I mean, there's
So-
always room for one more gent, right?
No, that's not how it works.
What?
We're friends for life here.
Okay.
Um,
FFL.
Yeah, maybe we'll see each other sometime on the flip, but you all stay here, okay? Keep your friends here.
Okay.
We're going to go. And Truck finishes carving these runes in a circle on the ground and starts to like fire up these runes. This blue glowing runes start to like appear in the air around them.
Any advice on how to get rid of this thing? Like the gem at the end of the tentacle deal?
He says, "Oh, I assume if you just like shatter it or smack it, whatever you all, like to do, that would probably save all of the dragons."
Yeah, what was the deal with outlived our usefulness?
Oh, I
Oh, did I
shatter it.
say that?
I
Yeah.
shatter it like this, and I cast shatter in the middle of the circle that that Friar Truck, that filthy betrayer, is carving on the mouth of the floor.
Ilka, what are you doing? This gem, not
He's
this.
not Rowan Crooks, Lark.
Yes, he clearly is.
I cast Shatter.
That's a con save? Or dex?
I think it just
I
melts
always used to
all
know.
occupants.
Yeah, it just ruins him. Yeah, give me a con save on those inside that circle.
Okay, Little Joan fails. The other two succeed.
They take half damage. I haven't even rolled.
You've rolled a lot of ones, in fact.
It's that kind of night. They take 13 damage, and I'm mad at them all.
Okay, yeah, and you start to blast away the teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Ilka, what are you doing?
Rowan Crooks seems totally unfazed as his cloak billows and his hat stays firmly on his head, amazingly, with his feather. And the feather kind of glows a little, magically as that happens. Little Joan gets knocked back and staggered and just roars and gets really angry right away, like she's raging. She's a huge woman. She's taller than you, Scoot. She's starts to pull her greatsword out, and Friar Truck looks at Rowan Crooks and he says, "Yes, I think I'm right. You have outlived your usefulness."
Who says that?
Rowan Crooks.
Okay.
Joan, Truck, if you will. And he just beckons them forward, and they roll for initiative.
It's on! I didn't roll good. I'm just excited.
16 on Ilka.
16.
I feel like I called this upon us. 15.
Okay.
24.
Whoa. Almost half that. 13.
Nice.
Why? Why is our tank? It's fine.
Give me a level. We'll see what happens.
All right, so Lark, you can act first as this goes down.
Lark draws his sword and puts himself between Ilka and Rowan, facing Ilka. What are you doing? Leave Rowan alone.
It's deja vu. Actually, the shatter did knock the stone out of Rowan's hand a few feet away. That's that. And he's reaching for that to go pick it up.
Ilka, I think you're possessed.
Zay consults the compass.
Rude.
Compass is pointing at Rowan Crooks.
Can I go after the crystal? Do I have to wait for my turn?
You have to wait for your turn. But you are after Lark, so if that's your turn, Lark.
I am just interposing myself between Ilka and Rowan.
Not readying an action?
Already in action. I'm ready for her to attack again, and in that case, I'm going to try to deflect.
Okay. It's Ilka's turn then.
Great. I want that crystal away from him. Well, where are we looking at? Where is Zay relative to all this?
I assume the three of you are pretty close to each other, near the teeth. Okay. And Rowan and Little Joan and Friar Truck are just ahead of you, maybe 20 feet, with a stone 8 feet away from Rowan to the side as the shatter kind of blew up their teleportation circle.
Great. I'm going to go grab the stone and throw it to Zay to have it go into her kerchief of nothingness.
I want to tackle Ilka as she makes it her way towards the stone.
So make a grapple check. See if you can grab her.
Oh my god, I crit failed.
Excellent.
I'm a slippery eel.
That side of the table's been having rough luck.
It sort of fell off my paper. Can I re-roll?
What is this?
I think Ilka slips past you.
I have a strength modifier of 0, so it's still a crit fail. I totally lunge for Ilka.
Yeah, I slither out of your grasp like a well-greased salmon. Then I get that stone and I'm dying here. And I throw it to Zay, saying, "Open the handkerchief."
Rowan Crooks throws 2 daggers at you. He whirls around, and from this bracer on his wrist, knives appear, and he just starts throwing them at you to try and take you out, Ilka.
Rowan, what are you doing? Stop fighting, everybody. We're on the same side.
19 hits you?
It does. Even with my shiny armor.
Ooh, that's good 12 damage there. And he scowls at you all, and even you, Lark, and says, I put up with this for too long. Your time is done. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Truck! And he's like, get on with it.
Who's the next in initiative order?
Zay.
As I pull the kerchief from my pouches to lay it on the floor, I look up at Lark and I say, "The compass is pointing to Rowan." And then I throw the ball in and ball up the kerchief. Or not the ball, the
shard.
Shard?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Simple enough. And that's your turn. You go and get it.
Presumably.
Put it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rowan's Manchun? Who's the guy who just got blown up?
That's one of the clones. He's collecting them all so he can bring himself back into full manifestation. We're clones, Lark. We should know this by now.
Wait, you're a clone too? I forgot about that.
Scoot called this.
Rowan says, I had a feeling he might have given away a little bit too much. Yes, that's right. I'm the 14th clone of Manchun.
What the heck? Rowan, I feel so betrayed.
That was nice of you to explain, though, Manchun.
He says, yeah.
What happened to the real Rowan Crooks?
He throws a couple more daggers, one at Zay and one at Ilka, as he's explaining. He's like,
metaphorically?
No. He's staring daggers, and he like climbs up the teeth of the anglerfish and kind of like perches himself on like a high point and says, the original Manchun was a fool, but he made one good decision. He took a hair from his nemesis and made a clone of him. And then he put into that clone all of his malice and his will to be powerful and succeed.
Wait, so the real Rowan's dead?
Long dead.
You're having a night.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Does Lark have a limit break?
Lark's a little stunned.
Lark's got psychic damage, if nothing else.
20 and a 21.
Hit.
Yeah.
Or is that the damage we take?
That's the hit.
Oh, gee. Don't even say that, Jeff.
So Ilka, that's 8 hit damage, and Zay, that is also 8 damage. Takes us to Scoot.
How far away is that, Mr. Crooks?
Crooks, he's maybe 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Basically, but on top of a tooth, like on the very edge of the tooth.
I think I got to go for him. I don't like him up there just chucking daggers at us.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to get up. Let's see. I definitely rage, and I make my way 30 feet up towards that on the ledge.
On the like climbed up a tooth and like hanging from it.
He's hanging from a tooth.
Like holding onto it by the side, yeah. So he's up there. He has the high ground.
Did Joan and Truck seem surprised?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They're just rolling with it.
So would there be a ledge where I could actually make contact with them, or do I have to be hanging and attacking as well? I'm trying to visualize the space.
You would have to like climb up an adjacent tooth to reach him.
Okay. All right.
So or throw something.
No, I think I'm just gonna go after anybody on the ground?
Truck and Joan are both on the ground.
Oh, yeah, whoever's closer. Let me go over there and rage and smack him with that axe of mine.
Probably Truck.
Probably.
He didn't get blasted.
Yeah, if they're on the ground, though.
Yep.
I want that advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to take this axe, boom, as hard as I can. I've been waiting to do this for at least 4 minutes. Oh! It rolled all the way, stopped at a 1, dropped down, flipped to the opposite side, crit.
Roll damage, my friend.
Nat 20!
Yeah.
Natural
First 1 of the
20.
night.
So,
second one?
All right. Thank you. It hit that piece of paper and flipped.
2 of you watched it happen.
Okay. So that was 14 plus 2d6, 6 fire damage. So 14 slashing, 6 fire.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Then I do the crit damage. I'm sorry, everybody. I will be editing this down. That's going to be 4 more slashing and 4 more fire. So another 8. And I'm a half-orc, so I'm going to do that again. Savage attacks. There we go.
He should be the tank.
That's a great idea.
You are the tank.
But you have the armor. So that's 11 more slashing and 9 more fire. And
oh my God. How many? That's a high number.
Wait,
What's
was
it,
someone
Scoot?
keeping track of that?
What's the issue?
Yeah,
That
that's 20. 11 and 9 is 20. So you got 48 damage.
Oh.
Oh my God.
And that's attack 1.
Yeah!
This is why Scoot is the tank.
Yeah. What have we done?
I've been waiting for this for a real long time, folks. 14 and a 2. So 14's a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
It seems like Truck is wearing like plate armor underneath his robes.
Are you attacking Friar Truck?
Yeah, he was the close one, right?
Okay.
Yep.
So 14 slashing and 5 fire. So another 19 damage plus another 9 slashing, 7 fire. So 16 more after that. I lost track.
Me too. What? 16 and 9 and what?
It was like 1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 damage.
I'm probably miscounted, but I heard a 16 and a 9, so that's 25 more.
Yeah.
So that's 48, 60, 73 damage in one round.
That sounds about right.
Plus or minus.
Right.
That's average.
Yeah.
How close does that get to killing the fake Fire Truck?
Well, it knocks him down to one knee, but he's still up. So he...
Wow!
There was like an extra 20 in there you didn't add then.
They're all looking kind of roughed up already. They've been fighting whistlers and other things, so they're already kind of in rough shape.
Why were they even trying to fight the whistlers if they're also Manchun? I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
unclear.
they have nothing to do with the Elder God.
Yeah, but why are they trying to save the dragons? This isn't a conversation we can have, Scoot. We're in the middle of a fight.
That's right. Was that 6 seconds?
That was about 6 seconds.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you for your patience, everybody.
First, Little Joan launches herself at you, Scoot, and swings 3 times with her greatsword
Why?
in an attempt to defend her friends
Oh, that makes sense.
or something. A 21.
Yep.
A crit, and a 19.
Boo.
Reverse crit.
I think I'm 3rd on the team in armor class, so.
So let's roll this up quick. We got a 10 damage, and a 9 damage, and a 7 damage.
Okay. 26.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Since it was 1 hit and 1 crit, so that's 2 damage rolls. So 26 plus 12. So
38.
38. So
38.
halved is 17,
Thanks.
right?
16?
19.
19.
We got there. Math.
There's so many degrees on this table right now, but double-digit numbers. Boop.
Yeah. So the 2 fighter-looking types, one with a great sword, one with a great axe, are just wailing at each other's general direction. Little Joan's kind of standing over Truck. Truck stands up and casts a spell that seems to turn all of them invisible in one go. They just all blink out of existence. You hear footsteps around you. It's unclear what's going on, but the 3 of them are veiled. Lastly, Zay, you have the portable hole.
Mm-hmm.
Make a
Ooh.
Consulting his phone. This is bad
Yeah.
news.
spell book.
I have this paper thing right
He's
here
got a-
that's full of pages.
He's got a calculator. He's doing like,
Oh, yeah.
he's using, it's like 50 to the power
Make a wisdom
of 4.
save, Zay.
13. That's with a very high saving throw.
Yeah. Zay, you turn into a gecko. You are polymorphed.
She wild-shaped everybody into a gecko.
Nice job,
Yeah.
Zay.
Good
I'm
job.
used to it.
Yeah.
So no sanity damage.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's like betrayal.
Everyone just assumes that you picked the gecko for some strategic reason we don't understand.
Yeah.
And then you hear rummaging around in the portable hole, if it's still open. Did you bundle it up? Or were
Oh,
you...
no, yeah, it's bundled up. It's
Okay.
like tucked away
Okay.
in my pouches on the side of
Yeah,
my
now those
gecko.
pouches are inside a polymorphed gecko form.
Okay.
Unreachable.
Scamper away. Go into a crevice in the
All right.
skin.
We'll roll with that. Takes us to Lark again.
And so they're all invisible.
Yep.
Oh man, Lark is heartbroken. But because in my mind, he's like raging at Rowan, but because Rowan's not there, like fake Rowan, Manchun, he is going to scamper out onto the tentacle and start heading towards that gem.
All right.
Yeah. Can I make it out there in a single turn, or does it takes me?
No, it's about like 80 feet out. So if you
All right,
dash
I
and
start-
use your roguish
Yep,
action
that's what I'm
thing.
doing.
Yeah.
Getting as far as I can.
Make an athletics roll to see how
Okay.
you do. Or acrobatics, your call.
I'm gonna do acrobatics because that is my expertise, which in this case gives me a 27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you get out to that thing on a giant anglerfish dangle? What's your method?
Well, I'm scampering just unbelievably quickly, but also crying tears of blood again because I'm so sad about this whole thing.
Oh.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and you make your way down to the thing. It seems to be like attached to this eye stalk slightly, and there's some kind of like a magical force holding it in that seems to be like, you can feel it very strongly. It's almost like there's this kind of like chanting in your head as you get close to it in an alien language that you definitely don't understand. Are you like touching it or just like getting out there to it?
Did I get all the way out to it in a single turn?
Right about out to it, yep. If you're like sliding down the angle, once you get like past the crest of it, you just shoop all the way down to it.
I don't know that I touch it with my hands, but I definitely have probably the Rowan Crooks dagger out.
Do you still call it the Rowan Crooks dagger?
I do, because Rowan Crooks is still my hero and not fake Manchun Rowan Crooks. Yeah.
Shit, this is deep tonight.
Yeah, I know. This is hard for Lark. It's a bad night for Lark.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
going well.
Ilka, it's your turn.
Great. As I look at the gecko, have her things disappeared with her as she turned into a gecko, or
Yep.
is she?
Yep.
So the rummaging did or did not
Did
happen?
not happen. Yeah, it was retcon that
Great.
action.
So I have no indication of the others around me.
Just
the three.
footsteps vaguely, yeah.
But I can see footsteps.
No, you hear footsteps. I mean,
I
the
hear
movement.
footsteps.
And you
see
saw
the
Zay turn
footprints,
into
maybe.
a polymorph, yeah. Or turn into a gecko.
I want to bane them, but I need to be able to see them. If
That's an
I
issue.
can hear the footsteps, my argument is that with Ilka's lifelong study of music, she can triangulate their location enough to bane them.
I'm convinced.
I guess roll perception to see how you do. I mean, it makes sense. That's a 10, so I
yeah,
think
I don't
that-
have
your
anything I
wisdom
can add
bonus.
to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think you just have a vague idea that they're all around you, but you don't know where they are exactly.
So not enough.
Not enough.
And
You know that one was right in front of Scoot, like hacking at him a moment ago. And then the Zay situation.
But now they're invisible, so they've stopped hacking.
Unclear.
Wouldn't I be seeing hacks appear in
Yeah,
Scoot's
but you know,
side if they're
time
still-
and rounds and the way they work, like, they could be winding up.
They just vanished. But they were right there.
They were. Everyone was right here.
Yeah.
Just need them to be visible.
I
again.
just blast Scoot.
Don't hit Scoot.
He's right there.
No, Scoot doesn't. Scoot took a lot of hits.
Scoot's remarkably solid.
I'm gonna. That's all right. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
At
Inside the mouth.
Of Scoot?
Yes.
They've done this before, yeah.
Oh my god.
Directly in my mouth.
Directly.
Well,
yeah.
the fist,
No, in the mouth of the
And
fish
then
thing.
he
Oh.
eats smoothies forever. He likes slimy
Enjoys
things, so it works
smoothies,
out.
not so much eats.
con save.
Yep. My intention is, we're surrounded by bone and dust, and that some of it will end up coating these three enough to make them
Oh,
that I can
that's
see them.
Awesome.
That's my goal. I'm also going to damage everyone around me as I do it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Except the tiny gecko.
Well, let's hope.
And
Let's
me,
hope.
I'm way
hide.
out.
Yeah.
Way out. And
You
then,
hide.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, they need some con
You do
saves.
so. Con saves.
Am I in that range?
Yes.
Am
right
I
in your
gecko
face.
sized?
Yes.
Okay.
How many dice are you rolling back there,
It's
Matthias?
3.
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
This time, Friar Truck and Rowan Crooks fail. Did you roll as well?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, geckos are immune to con
Dex-
saves.
Dex
Yeah, I
save?
think so.
Con.
Con.
Maybe a 0 if you're a gecko,
A 0, what?
I think.
Oh, I don't
Plus 0.
have gecko is not amongst my animal options.
We'll say plus 3.
So 12 then?
So I think it succeeds on everyone except for Little Joan.
Great. The ones that fail it take 20 damage. The ones that pass the con save take 10 damage.
Okay.
How many hit points does the gecko have?
Yeah. How many hit points does a gecko have?
I think you revert back right away.
Nice.
Alas. So actually, that kind
Oh.
of worked in your favor. I mean, except now all the invisibility breaks as well. You shatter Fry Truck's concentration on the invisibility spell.
Good.
So you see them all again.
Jerk.
Yeah. How much damage was it? You said?
20.
20?
And that's gotta wrap it up for Friar Truck.
Yeah, he pretty
Tap
much
starts
pretty much
playing.
goes out. Yeah. He sways and collapses. Yeah. Friar Truck, more like Friar
Dead.
Stuck.
just stuck.
I'm saving that one just so you know. It's staying in.
Nice.
10 seconds of silence.
Crickets.
However, well, we'll go with that. So it goes to Zay.
So I am
You're like right
no
next to.
longer a gecko.
You're no longer a gecko. You're right next to Rowan Crooks. He has a rapier out.
Did she have to take any of that damage, or the gecko form took it?
It wasn't a wild shape. It was a polymorph.
Okay, so how does that work
I
mechanically?
don't know.
I think
I
it
was
means
just
that
going
Zay
to
doesn't take
not
any of
ask
it.
about it.
Yeah.
It was a very stout gecko.
I think it works
Yeah.
like a wild shape. So like it would couch like we'll say 5 HP, and then the rest would go to you.
It was a really strong gecko, though, so probably more like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you return to the number of HP you had before you were transformed. So the
before
remainder
I was
goes.
transformed?
So the remainder goes to you.
Boom!
No, the remainder goes-
That's not
okay.
great.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
I just rewrote a very small number
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah, you did.
I cast Conjure Animals.
Great.
I would like to create 8 constrictor snakes
Where?
and send them all at Manchun.
Just like all over him.
Yeah, all over him.
Manchun hates snakes.
Seems
too.
fair enough. Yeah, that's his.
We read about it in the comics.
Yeah, I saw that issue.
Yeah.
You're just
It's
talking about it on the
well
way
known.
in.
Yep.
Well
No,
known.
he blinks and seems a little bit grossed out. Are they like big, like anaconda? Like
Yeah, super
Yeah.
big.
Yes.
They have, yeah, they got 5 foot reach.
They're large. They're size large.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it's bigger than me.
Giant snakes.
Yeah.
okay,
8 of them.
okay.
8.
Which,
He's more anaconda than Manchun.
yeah, he hates snakes.
Yeah.
And
It's a well-known thing about Manchun.
so though they follow my initiative, is that
Yeah, we'll go with that.
okay?
We've done that before.
And then Ilka lore, I roll balm of the summer court in a small bottle of balm appears in front of me, and I just start rubbing it on myself. And
An actual
Like
balm.
bronzer.
yeah, like bronzer, and I get
Bronzer.
11 hit points
A
back.
healing bronzer. I dig it.
She
so
glows.
so those 8 snakes. How do you want to roll it?
Gosh, that's so
Let's
many.
just say they hit.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I think it's
statistically.
just the assumption.
Yeah.
Auto
Uh,
hit.
Snakes are the most vicious predator of the place they're in.
Yep.
They do bludgeoning damage.
Oh, are they crushing them?
Yeah,
They
4D,
grapple him.
4d4 plus 4.
44. That's a lot.
I know.
So they're trying to grapple him with a DC of 14.
Roll initiative for them. That's what the spell says. I just checked.
Okay.
So 9.
9 plus 2, so 11.
Well,
Yeah.
so we'll say they go right after Scoot.
Okay.
So get ready to roll
So
a bunch
wait.
of dice.
Yes. Ready.
There's 8 of them, 8 snakes.
You're trying to
Snakes?
scoot.
Nice.
Well, actually, I'll say Rowan Crooks first is going to take his rapier and just start hacking away at the snakes.
Hey, they're after. Baddies are after friendos.
That's true, but he has legendary actions like most of the big bads you're going to face from now on.
This is a big bad?
So, I mean, he seems pretty big.
From now on, I'm not sure what I think about that.
18 and a 23. I think there's 3 hits. How much health do they have?
13.
13. Yeah. Roll it. Why not?
He's not even rolling. He's just pushing them back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. He takes out 3 of the snakes. Sort of.
Whatever. I feel like the audience is really upset about that. Listen to that.
That's
Don't
all right.
make-
There's still
They can start rioting.
5 giant snakes writhing all around him, attempting to constrict
Yeah,
his
he's kind of
movement.
backing away. He was going to go for the portable hole, but he's looking less sure.
It's like
Can
a,
you go to Scoot?
portable hole? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Because I thought he was like going to escape through it. I was like, that's not okay. I'm all caught up. Thanks.
Yep.
I think I have is it a little Joan facing off with me?
Yeah, and a fire truck who's basically unconscious next to you.
Basically or unconscious?
Yeah, he's fading.
Wait, does he have an action?
No.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. All right, then it's time for myself and little Joan to go at it.
Go for it.
At least tell me your real name.
It's Joan.
All right.
It's
Liar.
Joan.
Liar.
What?
Do I have advantage anymore?
Well, you're raging, but that doesn't give you advantage. So
No. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to feel lucky.
Okay.
For the third time. 14.
Does not hit.
All
She
right.
parries.
That's, yeah. I say, excellent, Perry. I respect you for that.
Mm.
And
Nice.
She's so angry.
yeah, that was 14 again. So nothing.
Twing, twing.
Yeah, well done.
The snakes. Zay.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, I was going to try to give you more time, but
Snake 1.
oh boy.
20.
Oh, snap.
I could have used that.
Here you go. So, D8. So 10 damage, ultimate damage.
Wow.
And the target is grappled with an escape DC of 14.
Okay.
That's all.
That's just the first
That's
snake.
just the first.
So the other
snake.
4 are going to wail on him too?
Yeah.
Well, keep rolling. Holy
no, they're
cow.
gonna like snake away. No, yes. Okay. And then 19.
Damage?
No,
to
to
hit.
Oh,
hit.
okay,
Snake
okay,
2.
okay. Yep.
With 6 damage.
Okay.
And this is snake 3, 15.
Yep.
4 damage. Snake 4. Oh, snake 4 is having a nap. Oh, snake 5 is also just a little.
His armor is clearly magical, and they're trying to bite into it, but it's just like rubber gums. Like they're not really able to pierce it. So
Yeah, the other one's made it to his neck.
yeah, they're
Nice.
choking him.
Okay. Not bad. 3 of 5. Okay.
Better than I did.
And he's grappled?
And he's grappled.
Yeah, so he's going to take his action to try to escape that grapple. I think he totally succeeds.
Oh.
With a, well, what's the DC?
14.
16. So,
Oh.
yeah. He succeeds. And then with a legendary action, he's going to attack you, Zay.
But why?
One time.
Yeah, why not the snakes?
No, he's over them. He's rearranged his priorities. 24 to hit you.
I love that you say that with a question, you jackass.
Do you have an AC of 24?
I've mysteriously become very powerful. No, yes, it is.
That's 15 damage.
Lame. Super lame.
Oh, does a 39 get through your AC?
He says, "You're not leaving."
Is his hat still on?
Yes. It seems like it's almost glued to his head.
Rude. Super rude.
And the feather glowed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not cool.
As soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, that's Lark's hat. We got to make this happen.
Yeah.
Little Joan's going to grab you and try to throw you like behind her, like over the teeth, like just like straight up like a shove action,
Okay.
but like towards the edge since you guys are right by the edge.
You're going to try to suplex me?
Yep, exactly.
I don't like how this feels.
So
And do you want me to contest?
I assume, yeah.
With the, okay.
Strength, athletics.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You win.
Woo!
That's not the
It
sound of
wasn't a
losing.
one.
Were you feeling lucky or?
I'm out. I'm no longer lucky.
Uh-oh.
All right, Scoot, make a dex saving throw.
This I actually have advantage on.
She got a 22.
Dang.
Ooh, shit. Well, I started with the 21 on the save.
Uh-oh.
A 21 on the save.
Okay, so I mean, there are these big teeth in the way, so she can't just like get you right over the edge, but she like shoves you up against them and like kind of like enough, like suplexes you enough to kind of get you through a gap in the teeth.
Mhm.
You're able to like hold on to the teeth and just like hang on for dear life.
I yell, wee!
You see a glimmer of admiration.
I'll be
a
back.
worthy opponent. Yeah, Truck is just drooling on the ground, which takes us to Lark.
Okay, so I'm at the stone.
Yep.
The stone is, how is it attached to this weird tentacle thing?
It's like a magical glow, and like at the very top, like these writhing bits of tentacle and tooth kind of are like anchored onto this, the very end of this.
Okay.
Dangle.
Does it seem like can I get a sense that the power that it's drawing is coming from this elder god? Like if I severed that connection, it would be enough, or do I need to destroy the stone? Can I tell?
It seems like there's a stream from the stone into this corpse, this being.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to sever the actual tentacle rather than the stone. And since I'm here with my legs locked around the tentacle, I'm gonna use both my my rapier and my dagger.
Great, roll it.
Modified 20 and a nat 20.
Oh!
Roll your 15 dice.
Bringing the big numbers finally.
All right,
Yeah.
I got to look at my. All right, hold on here.
We were
Yeah,
practicing before the episode, so
there's so
thank
much-
you, everyone. There's a lot of math in the second act of Twin Portal shows.
You all know it takes this long at your tables too.
But no, do I add my sneak attack damage in this case?
No,
Not really.
no.
Okay. So then 15 for my main attack, and then my offhand attack, which is a nat 20. I'm going to double that. So that is a. Sorry, everybody.
This is your time, man. It feels good. It doesn't. It's really awkward.
9, 10, 15 on my offhand.
Damage?
Yes.
Wow, so 30 damage total?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to sever the gem from the tentacle.
And you like it takes 2 hacks, but you get in from one side, get in from the other, and then just cut your way through with both of your blades, which releases the thing into the air where like this magical stream that was pouring upwards kind of through where you're holding it is broken by the physical tether being broken. And this ball of teeth starts to like pulse outward in crazy, chaotic ways and light up, and the glow gets brighter and brighter and brighter until you're all almost blinded by this light. And then it starts to kind of implode on itself, and you feel this like great magical energy like sucking from the thing and go all like whatever was left in those eggs, if there's anything left in them before you were done with them, Lark, like all of it's being like sucked into this thing and just getting ready to burst.
Whoa.
You feel like you maybe have like a round before it explodes. So
Wait, what's going to explode?
this thing, it seems like
Oh.
it's like bursting outwards and bubbling and very
How are we
volatile.
gonna get you back?
We cloned him last time.
No.
So you can still move if you want. You just attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. So I do have my extra action, which I can use to hide or disengage,
Your
or like
cunning
I have.
action? Yeah.
I have my cunning action.
Yeah.
Dash, disengage. So I'm gonna use my dash cunning action to try to scale back across down the tentacle back to the mouth, and I'm also gonna shout for the dragons, like, we can use your help. Hey, dragons, over here.
In the mouth!
In the mouth!
Okay. You don't see any immediate response from any dragons. They're all pretty far away. There's not like anything really nearby to latch on. But you call out as you go.
I do, yes.
Ilka, you see this happening ahead of you.
Okay. How far is Lark? How far in the air are we?
Don't worry about me, Ilka.
He's like 30 feet away, because he made it 60 feet between a move and a cunning action. So if you're like going hand over hand over hand, he's maybe like 30 feet away.
It's probably fine. Great. Neat. Rowan and Lil Jane are still here.
Lil Joan. Yep,
different
Rowan's
one.
right next to Zay.
Great. Cool. They're
And Joan is-
too powerful. I'd like them to stop doing that. So I'm going to cast Bane on them.
Okay.
Neat. So they're just slightly nerfed. They need charisma saving throws, and
Rowan succeeds, Joan fails.
okay, whenever Joan makes an attack roll or saving throw, roll a d4 and she loses that much.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you move, or what else do you do? Just weaken them, trying to set the stage.
Yep, weakening them, and I'm within range of. I want to run closer to Scoot, see if I can help with that, and I'm going to throw him Bardic Inspiration on the way.
Okay. So you kind of try to get in between, and you're throwing off Little Joan a little bit. She tries to like peel him off and throw him off the edge.
Yeah, his Bardic Inspiration sounds like hold on loosely, but don't let go.
Rowan Crooks is going to attack Zay one more time with one of his legendary actions.
He would.
He would.
Fake Rowan.
Don't you mean Manshoon?
Yeah.
Well,
It's not even Shoonie. Shoonie was cool.
No.
yeah, he gets a
That's the worst.
32 to hit.
Yeah, no, I don't think it hits it. I don't think it hits her.
So he transforms into a gecko.
Don't worry. It's only 15 damage.
Can I go into the negative?
Can you
or
hear
just
how
stop at
like
zero?
the audience has gotten
Zero.
really quiet? You can't. They're dark. It's dark out there. So you can't see it, but they all have frowny faces on. Matthias,
Oh no.
they're feeling really sad about this whole thing.
Well, better do something about it, Lark.
Oh.
It's not my turn.
Oh.
Take a legendary action, Lark.
I don't
Everyone
have
gets
it.
them.
Not me.
Zay, it's your turn then. Or
As I fall to the ground, I let my healer's kit fall to my
Oh no!
side.
Are you actually dead?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Your healer's kit falls out of your hand.
so make a death save.
Think of me. Oh,
I don't remember how those work.
you're good.
Over
good.
10.
It's a 15.
16.
Okay.
And I
Uh,
need like several?
3 wake up.
3 to wake up.
3 to
Thank you.
stabilize.
3 to stabilize. 3 to capital D die.
Scoot, it's your turn.
All right. So Manshoon is probably going to leave Zay alone now.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Because I'm going to keep hacking at Little Joan, I believe.
Okay, you're hanging off the edge of these teeth.
Oh,
right
that's
now.
right. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. So how much? Yeah, I would try to make my way back in. First of all, how much movement does that cost me?
Well, you're dangling off the edge, so we'll say it takes half your move to get up, and then
Okay.
you can move a little bit further.
15. So do I
Yeah.
have anybody within 15 feet?
Little Joan
Little Joan. That sounds okay.
and Ilka too.
I would like to move between those two people.
Okay.
Or what, are you right up within 5 feet?
I was going to come assist and haul you back over, was my intention.
Good.
Yeah. So,
Great.
I mean, you're helping him in and kind of fighting off Little Joan as you get
Okay.
to pulling Scoot back in, and then you're moving up
I would
shoulder
like
to
to-
shoulder.
Yeah, I'd like to attack Little Joan then.
Okay.
Yes, viciously and effectively, if you'll allow
This again, this like pulsing shard of a god is like getting bigger and bigger and blinding you all. It's getting so bright.
it. Ooh,
So there's that happening too.
in my field of view?
Yes, like right, like the whole open jaw is like filled with it. As Lark like slides in above it.
I will modify my attack. I want to push Little Joan to the ground.
I was
Oh.
just remembering that Lark died in a live episode.
Why did you say that out loud?
This is what?
It's in wood. Yeah, it's wood to knock on.
I would like to, yeah. I think that takes both my attacks. That's just one attack action to do. So I just want to push her to the ground.
Okay. So you're shoving her down, like knocking her prone?
Yeah,
you're saying?
knocking her
Just
prone.
roll athletics then.
You want an athletics? Okay.
Yep, that's a grapple thing. She gets an 18.
I have an 18, but I have to add my 6. 24.
So 24. Okay. So you totally knock her down.
All right.
Which is kind of unfortunate because the thing that's glowing and winding up and billowing in the sky behind you erupts after you do that. In this bright blaze of fire and light and energy and draconic power that was being stored inside of it.
I thought I had more time.
Everything just goes white for the four of you. Rowan Crooks, like you see him like reaching for your portable hole as the thing hits him, and you all go unconscious as this explosion erupts all around you. It's unclear like where you end up. Like you're probably like sliding down towards the jaw when it catches you. Since you were coming back on the angle, right? You all wake up again groggily, kind of like in midair, like suspended, like gravity's off now. Zay as well.
She slept it off.
Yeah. You notice that your bodies are strewn around below you, the four of you.
Wait a second.
That's like whole, but strewn from one another, or
like strewn limb from limb.
Limb from limb.
No, whole, like mostly whole, damaged, bent and broken a little bit, but they're around down there.
Fun.
You're all spectral, like the dragons were around you. And behind you, a voice you recognize says, "Oh, hello! Oh, you made it!
Hi, Shuni!"
As you see Rowan Crooks picking up opening up the portable hole, he's down there still up, and he's pulling out the shard and carving a teleportation circle himself, and the mouth of this thing like by your corpses. And that's where we'll call it for tonight.
God damn
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. We had a great turnout for this live show, and we hope everyone will come see us again in March. Saturday, March 18th, we will be back at the Teatro Zaccone for another live recording. All the rest of the details are the same. 6:30 p.m. door for a 7 p.m. show. The event is completely free, general admission, so get there early, grab a drink, grab a seat, and hang out with an entire room of tabletop gaming fans. If you've noticed some folks wearing Twin Portals shirts, that's thanks in part to Anthony and his team at Duluth Screen Printing. Anthony worked like crazy to get those shirts done in time for the January live show, and they are available for purchase now. $20 cash or Venmo, sizes small to 4X. You can find them at the live shows or just get in contact with me at twinportalsgame@gmail.com. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2022 recipient of a Creative Support for Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Previous support was made possible by the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, and my sincerest thanks to those two boards for their support. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to Technomancer John Brophy for making sure we can be seen and heard live. Thank you to Renegade Duluth, Teatro Zaccone, Mary Fox, and Dennis Johnson for their support on the live show. And thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
Just like gently, like November rain. Yeah, it's nice.
Have you heard that song? It's not gentle.
A little bit of it.
Okay.
It's 9 minutes
The
long.
feathery part.
The feathery part.
The feathery part.
The feathery part of November Rain.
Did Axel write a lot of feathery music?
I know that rain happens and then the
Yeah.
whole wedding is screwed over because of it. Like people dive into cakes. Sorry, most of our audience is
Is that
20.
The music video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's part of a trilogy, the 3 videos.
Haven't seen it.
Deep backstory. Anyway.
So, ahead of you, these portals are getting more and more.